just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Craving comfort food with a twist? Come on down to Bumstead's. Located next to the Best Western off Speedway and Stone, we're serving up classic favorites with a unique spin that'll keep you coming back for more. Locally run and famous for our quirky dish names, we focus on quality and flavor, all in a cozy, welcoming setting. From our hearty, famous meatloaf, to our hot-off-the-grill burgers and sandwiches, to our refreshing but filling salads, we have something for everyone. Enjoy Tucson's best karaoke and open mic nights. It's not just a meal, it's an experience. Visit us online at bumsteadsaz.com. We love your bum at Bumsteads.
And this Friday, we've got a sweet deal for you from Bumsteads. You can get a $50 gift certificate for just $25. And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at wildcatsradio1290.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station, your home for the best in college sports from the U of A across the NCAA. It's Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
And a great Monday to you. And if you are a student at the University of Arizona, welcome to Tucson. Welcome to your new home. Hope your first day of school has gone well. It is a tremendous time to be here in Tucson, Arizona, as another collegiate school year begins. The kids are on campus trying to find their way around, trying to get to their classes, get their syllabuses, what do they call it? Silly week. So I don't think we ever had that, where you just go to class the first week and get your syllabus and leave. That must be nice. I would have loved that. Just pick up a piece of paper and get some instructions and don't have to worry about doing a whole lot the first week. That would have been surely not. That is not how it worked back when I was in college.
That sounds like the last week of senior year, not the first week of freshman.
Yeah. No, and sometimes syllabus week, it's not necessarily just you get a sheet of paper. You almost sign what is in a large scale term, it's almost like a contract. If you don't do your work, you're not going to pass, which is, that's basically common knowledge if you're going to school for any level of education. But there's a lot of professors that I remember going to NAU. They made sure that you didn't just read the syllabus. You had to sign it and return it to make sure that you read the syllabus. It's that old adage, did you read the playbook? Yeah, no, I read the playbook. Did you get the $100 that was on page 85?
What?
No, I didn't get that. It's like, okay, so you didn't read the playbook.
$100? What? What? No, I did not get that far. See, that's how they'll trick you.
Yep.
That's how they'll trick you if you are a student at the University of Arizona. So make sure you go through your syllabus, know exactly what you need to know. There'll be plenty of time to party, but I'm sure there'll be some of that going on this week as there was last week as well. Rush and all that good stuff that happens at the beginning of the school year. I haven't seen any of those fancy sorority videos from U of A that I've been seeing pop up on my Instagram timeline. I guess the choreographed dancing to welcome in the new recruits is kind of the thing to do now. I don't think I've seen one of those for U of A. So, are we behind the curve there, ladies? Are we behind the curve? Let's get that going. What's going on over there? What was happening last week? How come I didn't see a U of A synchronized sorority video last week like I saw from these? The South is always trying to outdo us. We cannot allow ourselves to be outdone by the South.
I don't measure municipalities based on how well their sororities dance in a TikTok video. Maybe that's just me. It's too hot out here, DK. It's 107 degrees. I think when it gets down under 9, starting today and moving forward, I think you'll see a little bit more of those recruiting videos surface.
All right. Well, hopefully. I don't want the South to be outshining us. You know how I feel about that. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. It is college football game week for us. Arizona will play their first game this coming Saturday at the stadium against Hawaii. We'll get to Hawaii in a moment. We had college football this past weekend. They were one of the teams that played this past weekend. There were several Big 12 teams on the opening schedule. 3 to be exact. 2 of them played each other. This game happened in Dublin, Ireland.
Back, hoisted deep into the end zone. Caught in bounds. Touchdown, Brett Eskelsen. And Iowa State has the lead. Beck will keep it himself inside the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa State.
Is there anything better than the sound of a band playing after a touchdown? Rocco Beck. Again, we one of the things, and we didn't really get into this last week. I think they kind of released this on Thursday or Friday, and we didn't really touch on the fact that they're coming out with this thing called I think it's called the Big 12 Quarterback Club or something like that, where they're going to kind of highlight with the rich tradition. We kind of touched on it, I think, just kind of in reference to the many quarterbacks last week when we were talking about BYU, but just they're going to highlight all of the history of great quarterbacks here in the Big 12, and they're going to do it in conjunction with highlighting the quarterbacks on the teams this year in conference. And Rocco Beck is one of those guys, highly sought after young man, quarterback for Iowa State. In fact, both these young men that were in this particular game, Avery Johnson, we saw him last year. Well, when we'll see him again in week 3 when Kansas State comes to town. Both put up pretty decent performances. Avery Johnson, 21 of 30, 273 yards, 2 touchdowns for Kansas State. Rocco Beck, not as sharp, 14 of 28, but he threw for 2 touchdowns, and he ran for another score. So 3 touchdowns accounted for Rocco Beck. Iowa State in the rain in Ireland wins the Armageddon. What do they call it? Farmageddon? Not Armageddon. Farmageddon. Iowa, Kansas, cornfields. What else do they grow there? I have no idea.
I don't know,
because
they weren't. I don't know, because they weren't in either of the 2 cities that it would make sense to have that game in. They chose to do it overseas for some reason.
Well, they have that game in Ireland every year, so it's like they pick different. I think last year it was Florida State and Georgia Tech, so I think they're kind of spreading it around. It seems to be a conference game, although one year I think it was Notre Dame played over there, which, that makes a ton of sense for them. Mm-hmm. But it was great exposure for the Big 12. It was the first game of the college football season. And it was, bright and early in the morning our time, and it was good exposure for the conference.
Farmageddon sounds like something that was coined in the 1940s, but It's actually only 14 years old. The first uttering of that was in Arrowhead in 2009. Okay. So much more likely soybeans in that era.
Yes,
if you want to talk about what it is that they're farming at the time.
Now, the real question, though, DK, is does this game actually affect the Big 12 standings? Because that we've got a Big 12 game that is coming up for the U of A, but that won't relate to Big 12 schedule or anything else like that with the game against Kansas State. So does this count towards the Big 12 standing?
Well, that game did. That was a conference game. Yeah, that was indeed a conference game, unless I'm mistaking that it wasn't. It was. Yeah, because they've got the conference records up there, 1-0 for the Cyclones, 0-1 for Kansas State. So that was a conference game. Ours obviously is not, because it was previously on the schedule prior to the merging of Arizona into the Big 12, so they kept it there. It was supposed to be just a Big 5 or a Power 5 conference non-conference game, but and will remain that, not a conference game, but one obviously against a conference.
So what you're saying is the Cyclones are going to be on top of the Big 12 standings for a long time, because the next conference game is not going to be for like 4 or 5 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks.
It's going to be a while.
Yeah, they're going to be in first place for a little bit. For sure. A little sloppy at the beginning of that game. I think, in fact, Kansas State, they fumbled the opening kickoff, but Iowa State couldn't punch it in from the 6-yard line. So, yeah, it was kind of ugly there to start things off. So that was one or two, I should say, Big 12 teams that were in action. The other Big 12 team that was in action also will be here in Tucson this year, the Kansas Jayhawks, debuting their fabulous new stadium known as The Booth.
Out of the shotgun on first down. Tempo. That's Cam Pickett. Down the picket fence for the touchdown. Look at Pickett again. Touchdown. Number 2 for number 7 today.
There you go. Cam Pickett, wide receiver for the Kansas Jayhawks, off to a good start. 6 catches, 77 yards, couple of scores from his quarterback.
I would have gone with something like
Jalen Daniels.
He's off the fence. He's in the end.
Yes.
Who was that? That was, what's that announcer? Oh, gosh. I forget his name. Does a lot of games for I think he did a few of our games last year. Older guy, but really good. I enjoy listening to him call games. He's from down south. I remember he was down in Shreveport many years ago when we played in the that bowl game. What was that? The Independence Bowl down there in Shreveport, Louisiana.
So big comeback year for the Jayhawks. They were picked to finish among the top 3 or 4 in the conference last year.
Did you see the stadium though? It looked really good. I don't know what the final number on the attendance was for that game, but it was like decked out. The fans were loud, 41,000. So it doesn't seat, quote, a lot, but 41,525. So it seats less than us, but the energy and the look they had, I think they did kind of that every row was wearing a different color kind of thing. So, yeah, it looked good, and Mr. David Booth was there to christen his stadium that he helped, that he funneled $300 million to the athletic department. So we got a chance to talk to Desiree Reed-Francois today. And so I wanted to ask her this question, but I thought I'd maybe leave it for when she rejoins us for her weekly chats with us. I was going to ask her, so have you spotted or sought out or found your $300 man that Kansas has now? Because, yeah, everybody needs a $300 million man like David Booth helping fund their athletic programs, for sure. You'll hear from Desiree Reed-Francois coming up a little bit later in the show. She talked a little bit today about the deficit, which they plan to have completely under control by the end of this fiscal year. So that's saying something, considering she came in in the spring of 24, and they're going to have that $39 million debt pretty much under control by the end of this school year. So they've done a lot of good work. Again, she said we've had to make some tough decisions. I asked her what the toughest of those decisions was. You'll hear her tell you that coming up a little bit later as well. I mentioned, obviously, Big 12 teams played this past weekend. Also playing this past weekend was the team that is on the schedule for your Arizona Wildcats, and that was the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, who were at home against our old brothers from the Pac-12, the Stanford Cardinal.
Alejandro, 5'10", 180 pounds. Just his second college start. Stanford brings 4. Alejandro in the end zone. He's in trouble and goes down and fumbles. Touchdown, Stanford. Absolute disaster.
Out of his hands in time. You see, he's comfortable back here. This is what they do, but the ball's not out in time. Stanford pass rush wins. This ball is out. This is a fumble for a score for Stanford. Major mistake from the redshirt freshman.
First play of the game, first offensive play of the game for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, and it went completely awry to put them down early. But they would rally, and the game was tied 20-20 late with the Rainbow Warriors driving to try to win it.
A little bit of a stunt up front, and Sims on a screen inside the 30, blasts his way down to the 22. Clock stops, marked at the 21. Snap, kick is up and good, and Hawaii has done it.
Unbelievable, gritty performance by Mike Alejado, setting up his kicker. Stanford thought they had it in the bag.
Micah Alejado. I mean, this young man, pretty impressive in what he did in that debut. 23-20, the final for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Micah Alejado threw for 210 yards, 27 of 39. He had 2 touchdowns. He also ran for 36 yards in the game. So the Rainbow Warriors are coming to Tucson this Saturday with a win under their belt as they knocked off Stanford over the weekend at home on a last-second field goal. This might be the best story of the weekend thus far. A last-second field goal by Kanze Matsusawa, a young man who is from Japan and picked up place kicking after he saw an NFL game and decided to teach himself by watching videos from YouTube.
Hey, I mean, whatever it takes, right? I mean, that's the world we live in these days. Is if you want information, you're dedicated to a task. And I loved his interview. I listened to the whole post game after that game. What a sweet young man. I will say this: that's the epitome of college athletics to me. You're talking about 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds. COVID's over. We're not going to have any sixth-year seniors anymore. People make mistakes when you're 18. When you're 18-year-old, it's not always going to go your way. So when you drop back on the first play of the season, you get sacked, you fumble the ball, Stanford recovers for a touchdown. You know how sideways that could have gone? You know how much in your own head you could get after your very first play of the season is a fumble recovered for a touchdown? You just stay the course. You come back, next play mentality, and you find a way. They had 2 field goals there in the last 3 minutes, got the win. But it could have, Dragon Ball, gone the complete opposite direction when you have a redshirt freshman under center making a mistake like that to start your season.
There's this old phrase where one soldier gets a medal, the other one gets a condemnation rather than a commendation. And that actually happened in this game, J-Dub. We were talking about how this is young 18, 19-year-olds. We're not dealing with COVID. Stanford has a young man on their team by the name of Clay Patterson. And he is going to be the biggest storyline for the Stanford fan that is watching that game, because you have a 7th-year player. He had 4 years at Yale, then had a transfer year last season, and he's still with the team now, still playing almost 7 years of college football. And he did a TikTok dance. One guy learned how to kick on YouTube. This guy tried to learn to dance on TikTok. It got him a 15-yard penalty, and Hawaii scored with the next play to go up 14-13 at halftime.
Just goes to show you that not all 7th-year seniors are smarter than first-year freshmen.
No, especially not a Ivy Leaguer that comes to play at Stanford.
I think the biggest story for the Cardinal fans is the fact that Andrew Luck is in charge of that program. That's all I heard about was Andrew Luck, Andrew Luck, Andrew Luck.
And he did confirm he does not do the Captain Andrew Luck Twitter page, which is one of my personal favorites to follow.
Andrew Luck. So there you go. And obviously, Micah Alejado suffered a leg injury in that game on Saturday. So we'll have to kind of find out as the week goes on what his status is going to be. He gutted it out and played through it to lead his team to a victory, but no word as of this moment that I've seen on whether or not he'll be able to go this Saturday.
Post-game, he himself says, I'm good. I'll be there Saturday. And, redshirt freshmen are going to redshirt freshmen. Of course, he's going to say that, DK. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get the full reports.
All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We want to hear from you. How excited are you from game week? If you are a new student at U of A, are you in Tucson for the first time? Want to hear from you. 520-848-1290. What most excites you about this upcoming football season for your new school? Want to hear your thoughts on all of that. It is DK on the Sports Tip. Cricket is getting us home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Collisions Broadway in Alvernon and Broadway Boulevard. Grant Road east of Wilmot, eastbound. Grant Road east of Wilmot is closed, causing some backups both directions on Grant Road approaching Wilmot. Also backup southbound Wilmot approaching Pima. And for your weather, there is a very, very good chance of storms expected into the 5 p.m. hour today, and 91 tomorrow. Chance of rain tomorrow as well. 87 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Staples. It's your boy Mario Lopez here with some inside scoop. Staples has school supplies as low as 25 cents. Your back to school budget, saved by the button, the easy button. What'd you think I was going to say? Love me some Staples. That was easy.
AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall is your premier automotive destination in town. Explore the new 2025 Honda models and extensive collection of pre-owned vehicles. Experience no-hassle financing and our no-haggle one-price selection. Visit AutoNation Honda Tucson at the Auto Mall today.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But we know you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on a February 2025 Nielsen report.
Arizona Sports Enterprises presents the Brent Brennan Radio Show.
The great thing about this team is in how they've attacked the work. All parts of our program are firing on all cylinders because these players are so committed to each other and they're so committed to the process.
Join us Mondays at 6 from Union Public House as Coach Brennan previews upcoming action. Special guests will join us, and you're invited in person or on the air. The Brent Brennan Radio Show, Mondays at 6 starting August 25th.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero.
To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet.
I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute.
I did it! Hooray! That's why I'm Captain Tobacco!
Captain, you seem a little shorter.
I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, speeds, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to support your Arizona Wildcats football team with their first home game this Saturday at Arizona Stadium.
This Saturday, the Cats take on Hawaii. Kickoff is scheduled for 7:30 p.m.
To get your tickets, visit ArizonaWildcats.com or call 621-CATS. For more University of Arizona Wildcat football, including a complete schedule and link to buy tickets online, log on to khid1075.com.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Hope you had a great weekend. Final weekend before the start of the college football season. I had to get out of town. Me and the wife went down to Sonoyta, wine country, spent a couple of nights down there, testing out all the great variables. It was good.
Do you drink
it was good.
all the wine when you're tasting it?
Yeah, I very rarely will throw. I know some people like to dump it out if they don't like it.
Yeah.
I'll just, I generally drink it all.
Good man.
I'm not a.
Don't waste that wine.
I'm not a dumper. No.
You're not Cal Riley.
No, I'm not Cal Riley. I'm not dumping anything that remotely tastes like wine into a bucket. No. But yeah, it was a good time. Good time down there. Get down there if you get an opportunity. There's lots of great places. The only thing they need one or two more restaurants that kind of stay open past 8 o'clock at night. Everything closes. Like literally, they roll up the streets down there early.
The further you get from a city center.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. We thought about going over. I think the restaurants in Patagonia. So we did go over and have breakfast in Patagonia. I'd never been to Patagonia before. Have you ever been to Patagonia, either of the two of you?
Yeah.
I'd never been to Patagonia, so we went down to Patagonia and I had some breakfast over there. That's a cool little western town with a little downtown, old kind of old-style railroadish downtown-looking area there. So yeah, it was kind of cool. The breakfast was awesome. There are a lot of flies down in Santa Cruz County. No matter where you go, they have these things that things that spin around that are supposed to keep the flies away. That was they were like on all the tables. If you were eating outside, every table had this thing that was like this thing with two wings, and it's just like a propeller. It's kind of propeller-like-ish, and it would spin around, and that's supposed to keep the flies away. Did not always work.
I understand you said supposed to like multiple times there.
Yeah. Supposed to keep the flies away. Did not always work. Now, if you had it like literally right on top of your plate, you'd be okay. But if it was like on the other side of the table, all bets were off. But yeah, lots of flies down there this time of year when the rain starts to come in and it starts to get hot and all those grapes and everything. So you just have to kind of be mindful of that when you head down there. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. So while we were down there, one of the things that I missed anyway, but some of you did not, was the IFL championship game, which was here in southern Arizona. And what a tremendous ball game that ended up being at Tucson Arena. The Las Vegas Nighthawks beat the Green Bay Blizzards, I believe, by a score of it was like a 3-point game. I'll tell you that part. And Jaden DeLora, Arizona Wildcat alum, was named the game's MVP. He spoke to the media before the game. He was at they had a media day on Friday, and we had a chance to hear from Jaden DeLora. They had obviously post-game. He was named the MVP after the game, and we heard from Jaden DeLora, and we will hear from him shortly here. JW, you had something?
64-61, DK.
Yeah, I know it was close. 3-point game. We're going to talk to the commissioner of the IFL coming up here in later this hour. Tom Tryon will join us. We'll get his thoughts on the first of what will be 3 IFL national championship games here in Tucson this year, next year, 26, and then 2027. They have a 3-year contract. My understanding, there was a little over 3,000 people that showed up for the games. So, I mean, just from my standpoint, I would have liked to have heard that number was larger. I mean, obviously, you can fit close to maybe 6,000, 6,500. In that building. I would have preferred maybe something closer to 5,000 folks had showed up. But again, it's first year. Perhaps it'll get better. And we'll talk. We'll get the thoughts of the man that runs the league and find out how he felt about it all this weekend.
All it would take is one team, from Minnesota or let's see, where else? Like there are certain pockets of Tucson fandom of people who are very entrenched in the old Pueblo that brought their fandom with them. So because Green Bay and Vegas were the two teams, right? Like I think I guarantee you that if there were it was a team representing one of those Midwest hotspots, obviously Green Bay, but I don't know of a lot of Green Bay transplants to Tucson. I've met hundreds of people from Minnesota, Chicago, different hotspots like that.
I did hear though that Green Bay did bring some folks down, so they brought a few with them, and it was again all you want is for a competitive game. I understand there's going to be a new team next year as well that I believe was announced yesterday in Albuquerque. Albuquerque had a team, I think, up until last year, and then I guess they were not there. Duke City. I don't remember seeing them on the schedule this year, so I don't know if they moved or what happened. But Albuquerque is getting a new team next year, so that'll be another team close by here to Southern Arizona. But it was a competitive game, and that's really what you want at the end of the day. A competitive game that came down to the very end, won by Vegas 64-61. Jaden Delora named the game's MVP. Let's hear from Jaden after the game on Saturday.
Congratulations. It's feel to bring home this championship. How you feel you bring this championship at home?
Oh, it feels good. It feels good. It's just another win, but it means a little more, especially because it's the last one. It's the last game we got to play with this team, Everybody's going to go their separate ways back home, but I for sure will stay connected with all of these guys.
And then what does a win mean for you personally?
It means a lot. It means a lot. It means a lot, so, yeah.
Are you happy to see your friend come to see you, Noah?
Oh, yeah. I was shocked, surprised. I turned around, and I turned back, and I was like, aren't you supposed to be at a scrimmage right now? So, yeah.
And it was a tough game, a very tough game. So how did you prepare yourself mentally?
Man, so we had that extra week. It was just grind. They showed us nothing that we didn't see over film. We was prepared. I feel like prepared well by Coach Chin and Coach Bly. That's our quarterback coach, if nobody knows. Just getting us the tips and the tendencies on certain defenses to make it easier for us. So,
and how did you feel to play in Tucson again?
Man, it was good, but I know it's might be a little cheesy, but it's summertime and blizzards don't go well in the summer here in Tucson. So,
thank you.
Thank you.
Jaden Delora, ladies and gentlemen. Blizzards don't go well in the summer here in Tucson. That was kind of cheesy, but it was funny. I like that from Jaden Delora. How about that? That was Jaden talking to our Priscilla Mugwa after the game down on the field on Saturday night. The Vegas Nighthawks, the champions of the Indoor Football League. Jed Fish was at the ball game on Saturday night. I guess a lot of people thought that Jed was there. Obviously, Jed played Coach Jaden here, and people were like, "Wow, Jed Fish came all the way down here to see Jaden Delora play in the IFL championship game. That's really cool." But there was a little bit more to that story. Apparently, Jed's wife and 2 daughters have moved back to Tucson, which I think was probably the real impetus of why he was here the final weekend before he was taking a vacation, just like I was. I was in Sonoita, and Jed Fish was in Tucson from Seattle, because you got to take that last vacation before the mayhem starts.
I think it's much easier to acclimate to cold weather after living in Tucson. If you didn't, I was born here. You were born here, Dragon Ball. We were born here. But people who move here and have a 5-year acclimation period, you start to get used to it. Acclimating again to cold weather, not as hard as acclimating to rain every other day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not here to speak for Jed Fish's wife and the reasoning why, but it's understandable because they were here for 6 years.
Yep.
Something that long? No, not long.
5 years?
4 maybe. 4.
About 4 or 5, I would say.
He coached 3 years here. So, yeah, a little over 3. 3.5, maybe 4. But, yeah, long enough. Long enough to get acclimated.
Long enough to throw your umbrella away.
Exactly.
And avoid the rainy streets when you're driving, because that, I'm sure, is also not that fun to try and reacclimate to.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that that was the main impetus of why Jed Fish was here. The fact that obviously his former quarterback was playing in the title game happened to coincide, and absolutely, I mean the relationship there is strong, and you're going to go out and support that young man who, again, Jaden Delora was the beginning of that turnaround season, and granted, unfortunately, he got hurt. Noah came in and took the reins from there. But it was Jaden coming here and kind of getting that ball rolling with that class of 2022 that included Noah and T-Mac and Kian and all of those guys that came here from Anaheim Servite High School, and then Jaden taking a chance on a team that had not won any games in a while, coming down here and really, getting the ball rolling on that 2023 season that turned into 10 wins and a bowl victory over Oklahoma. So great to see for Jaden DeLaura. And we'll hear more from him. He talked on Friday at the media day. We'll hear his thoughts. In fact, why don't we hear one of the thoughts since we have a little bit more time before we get to the break here. Let's hear the first thought from Jaden on just being back here in Tucson.
Ate some amazing food. Got to watch practice yesterday. Catch up with some of the guys who was here when I was here, and then I know some of the coaches that are on this staff now actually recruited me back in high school. So it was kind of good to rekindle some old relationships and talk to some guys who I haven't talked to in over a year. So I mean, it's been a blessing coming back.
Yeah, he was at practice on Thursday night, which was the last open practice we got a chance to see, fall camp number 18. He was out there that night. You heard in the interview with Priscilla, she asked him about getting a hug from Noah. So Noah showed up at the game because they had a walkthrough that night, or not a walkthrough, but a mock game. They had a mock game. And afterwards, Noah went down to the arena and was there to give Jaden a big hug after he won the IFL championship. So that was how cool that, again, Noah Fafita just, continues to amaze you with the things that he does and the way he represents this program. He's a young man you definitely want to see succeed for sure.
Some people just kind of blow smoke at the media, and other people are just genuine.
Yeah.
And Noah's always just been genuinely that guy. I mean, the way he was raised, you've talked endlessly, DK, about pulling bags off of airplanes or whatever it is. He always says the right thing, but he also always does the right thing, right?
Yeah.
So when you're about that action, it's not just, a bunch of words at a press conference. Whenever I hear Noah say that he's going to take the time this weekend to go out and watch, one of the women's teams or something like that, I take him for his word.
Yep. Yeah. All right, we'll have more on the IFL championship game. Tom Trine is going to join us coming up next. We'll ask him what he thought of the experience here in Tucson. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Collisions Broadway and Alvernon and Broadway, Grant Road east of Wilmot. Serious collision eastbound Grant Road east of Wilmot is closed. We've got a lot of backups on Grant approaching Wilmot and also for southbound Wilmot approaching Pima. And for your weather, we do have a flash flood warning for south central Pima County until 5:30 today. Good chance of thunderstorms, 91 and a chance of rain again tomorrow, 87 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Apply now and save with no application fee through September 3rd. Visit umgc.edu to get started. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems, like snoring, aches and pains, hot sleep, or even an old saggy mattress that can keep you up at night. And our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now get a king bed for a queen price, plus a free adjustable base with select mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Progressive knows RV owners like to travel at a nice, relaxing pace. Just like this commercial. They're not rushing to a departure gate at the airport because they depart from their driveway. And they can relax even more knowing they're protected by Progressive. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, we offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit progressive.com today.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
This is Bill Ryder, the Sports Minute, sponsored by Staybill. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Staybill. Visit sta-bil.com for more information. Iowa State beat Kansas State in a great game in Ireland over the weekend. And it's a reminder that as much as the national championship will run through the Big Ten or the SEC, the Big 12 is worth your time and attention, with at least a handful of teams who have a chance to win the Big 12. That's riveting. I'm Bill Ryder.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Big last weekend here in Tucson. It was the Indoor Football League National Championship game. It came down to the wire. Vegas knocked off Green Bay by a score of 64-61. First of a 3-year run for the IFL Championship game here in Southern Arizona. Pleased to be joined by the commissioner of the Indoor Football League, Todd Tryon. joins us now. Todd, appreciate you taking some time. Your thoughts on how the event went here this past weekend here in Southern Arizona?
Well, I appreciate being on here. You know, we had an outstanding time down there in Tucson. We put on 6 events in 2.5 days, and it was we finished it up with, I mean, a heart-pumping 64-61 last play of the game. That was as exciting game as you could get.
Yeah, it doesn't do any. It doesn't work any better than for a game like that to come down to the end. We haven't had a chance to talk to you, Todd. So, what was the background of why Tucson was a good place for this game to come?
Well, so as we continue to build out a neutral site, there's a lot of reasons we do it. I said it because we put on 6 events. You can't do that with, you know, only a week or two for preparation. But, you know, we're in Vegas for 3 years and had a great time there. We felt like there's a lot of other distractions that was fighting for our business. And so when we looked at neutral sites I went to multiple places, and, you know, we felt like staying in the West because, there was 3 teams there in Arizona that could get there. And it just, you know, it fit our climate. And I said, when I went to Tucson and I walked around downtown and ate at one of your steak places, one of your Mexican places, I was like, yeah, let's come down here. And so that was your food is what ultimately sealed the deal.
Now, let me ask you this, because I don't think it's always been neutral site. I think at one point it was, you played, I think the team probably with the highest record or some sort. It was a home field advantage. Why did you guys decide to go to a neutral site situation?
Well, because we tried to build this as what our goal. We've been a regional league, and we're headed to be a national league, to where we're nationally recognized on the national stage with a national presence. And in order to do that, you know, you need more time to prepare for your game. And when it's the number 1 seed, generally you only have 2 weeks to prepare. And it's tough to get all your ownerships in there, your coaches in there, your sponsors in there, and your hotels reserved and all that type of stuff in such a short amount of time. And so a neutral site was the solution.
Todd Trine is our guest. He is the commissioner of the Indoor Football League. So just based on what you just said there, Todd, it sounds like this was kind of a league event. How many people, you know, from other teams, from the league office were here this past weekend? Roughly.
You know, it was everybody. We have 16 teams, and ownership groups from every team was there. Head coaches from every team were there. You know, and you had multiple players from other teams there. And, you know, so you try to create, this is our end of the year party, and you want all the organizations to come down to it. And, you know, most organizations brought, double-digit people to be a part of this. And so, you know, it was a great event. And, you know, I got to give credit to Rio Nuevo and Visit Tucson, because they ultimately were the ones that, you know, helped get us into Tucson. And as I say, we're looking forward to building off of our first-year event for the next 2.
So what, as you looked at that, and I'm sure you'll get into your meetings and you'll evaluate things you guys did here, what maybe will you do differently next year? What will you add? You mentioned there were 6 events, obviously, that were tied to the 3-4 days that you guys were here. Will you add events? Will you refine events? What are some of the things you think you might do for next August's event here?
You know, anytime you go into a new market, you're dealing with a new arena, and you're dealing with a new hotel, and you're dealing with new restaurants and new people. It's just getting to know, you know, who's the cast of characters and who's got the big networks, and okay, what's the right place to market, and when's the right time to market, and you know, those are all lessons that you learn from your first year. And so we'll take you know, a lot of things from this and improve on it. And the goal is to build the event bigger and bigger each year. Our tailgate, our tailgate was outstanding. That thing was we had the Tucson field laid in the exhibit center, and we had inflatables and games and DJs and live remotes, and I mean, that was a big party that we could sure build on that, because a lot of people turned out, and that was pretty fun.
Chatting with Todd Trine. He is the commissioner of the Indoor Football League. The championship game was held here this past weekend, won by Vegas over Green Bay. First of 3 years that this event will be here in Southern Arizona. We were just talking before the break that expansion next year, there'll be a team again. Now, there was a team in Albuquerque before, correct? Now there's a team coming back again to Albuquerque. Are there other expansion teams that are going to be added next year?
So, yeah, there's a new team that they went dormant and they're rebranded. New Mexico, and I can't even say their name yet, so I'm not going to say it. The Chupacabras is what it is. But,
that's pretty good there.
Yeah,
I think you hit that one on the head there.
I got to work on that one, but great ownership group. Bob Petrie and Mike Feets, they're going to do a great job in bringing that team back. And, we have got a long list of teams that we're sitting here working with that a couple still could pop here for 26. We've got a large list for 27. The expansion is always one of those things that as you get a league to stabilize, and that's what we've done, you can be extremely more selective on who you're bringing in, when you're bringing them in, and where they're at, where they're located. And, the future of our league is really, really bright, and I'm excited that, in the next 2 years we get to highlight Tucson as part of our championship.
I think you said 16 teams. How many ideally would you like to have? Well, what would be a number in terms of additions where you might want to land on?
Yeah, 24 is what our target is, and I anticipate we will hit that in the next 2 to 3 years.
24, wow, within the next 2 to 3 years. That's awesome for sure. In terms of Tucson, I mean, I don't know. Were you the commissioner when the Sugar Skulls came in the league? What was exciting about the opportunity to have? Obviously, you mentioned 3 teams. The Rattlers have been here for years, dominating here for years. Tucson came into the picture, and then I think either the year or the year after that, 2 years later, Northern Arizona came into the picture as well. What was exciting about the chance to add 2 more teams here in the state of Arizona?
Well, the Arizona Rattlers did an unbelievable job of building interest in the indoor game. And so it was pretty easy when Coach Guy and his wife, Kathy, opened up and committed to Tucson, to go down there. And in doing that, then we end up going up to Prescott Valley. But to answer your question, yeah, I owned the team, the Sioux Falls Storm, for 10 years. In 2019, we actually went to the Arizona Rattlers. They were undefeated, and we knocked them off of the championship. And I looked at my wife. I was like, "Let's get out of this thing." And I sold the team. And I was out for a week, and I got recruited in the commissioner position. And so I've been a commissioner since 2019. But that was the first year Tucson had come in. And the guys have done a great job of building that team. And as I say, we opened up Prescott Valley, and so it created you got 3 hours between the 3 teams. And as I say, the Rattlers did a great job of laying the foundation so people understand what indoor football is.
So what's the blueprint, Todd? You've obviously built an organization. We've got this is a solid organization, although we haven't won yet at a high level. So what's the blueprint to getting to that point where you can win consistently in this league?
It starts with ownership. You got to have solid ownership, and Tucson has that. And then next comes your coaching staff. You need a consistent coaching staff, ideally that lives in the market, that can build in the market. And at the end of the day, you've got to create an environment that people want to be a part of. Whether it's employees, whether it's sponsors, whether it's fans, whether it's players. The secret blueprint is what are you doing to attract good people? Because good people attract other people, and that's how you build out any network.
All right, Todd, what's the first order of business this offseason?
Well, I got back late last night, went right back at it early this morning, and you kind of regroup from your 6 meetings. And, I'm still paying bills and figuring out, what the heck just happened the last 3-4 days. But all dates are due for this next season. So we've got the 26th season coming up. I need everybody's dates in, and we start putting the schedule together. And we released that early October. And from a league perspective, we are working really hard on a national broadcasting deal, a national streaming deal, which brings national partners, which puts you on the national stage, which creates a whole other list of objectives. And so we've got a busy off season because we're a booming league. We're an emerging league that people haven't heard of us yet, but they're gonna.
Did you play indoor football, Todd, or did you play in college?
So I did. I played in college. I was at the University of South Dakota.
Okay.
And I moved to Sioux Falls, and they were opening a team, and so I went and tried out, made the team, and I played for 5 years. I coached for 4, and I'd started a gym business, built that into 10 locations, and in 2009 I bought the team I once played for, and used it as a marketing arm and an entertainment arm, and 10 years, went to 10 straight championships, won in 7 of them, and so we were very successful in our organization. And so I've kind of seen it from every angle.
It sounds like this league then definitely has the right guy for the job in Todd Tryon. Todd, we appreciate you having faith in Tucson, bringing this fabulous championship game here, and looking forward to just making this game bigger and better over the course of the next 2 years. And hopefully maybe 1 year, the Sugar Skulls might play in it. You never know.
You know, I think it would be an outstanding crowd if we get one of those Arizona teams, especially Tucson in that thing. But, hey, great hospitality. We had a great time, and looking forward to coming back.
Awesome. Hey, Todd, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you again down the road.
My pleasure. Appreciate it.
Todd Tryon, he's the commissioner of the Indoor Football League. The IFL held its championship game here at Tucson Arena this past Saturday night. Vegas knocked off Green Bay 64-61. It's DK on the Sports Tip. We will come back and have much more for you. We will give you your BetMGM Network play of the game coming up here in the next hour, as we got a game on the horizon for you this evening. Right now, Dragon Ball is here with everything happening in sports in Southern Arizona as well as sports around the world.
Well, the first Arizona Wildcats depth chart was officially unveiled for the football season as they now prepare for the first game against Hawaii. And the roster turnover is definitely on display for the Cats, with a number of newcomers making the starting rotations. Now, Coach Brett Brennan said not only did the portal have a major influence in getting the Cats roster improved, but he feels that that will be the case for many programs around the year at the current state of college football.
But I also think that speaks to where we're at in college football right now. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to be unique at the University of Arizona, where somewhere between 25 and 50% of your starters are all new players. And I would also guess that at other places, that might look like 80 to 100%. You know what I mean? I think every program is different. That's what we needed to do to feel like, give us a chance to field the best football team we could field this season. And so, yeah, the offseason was critical and the portal was critical.
Again, be sure to go ahead and call 621-CATS or check out the U of A website to get your tickets for Saturday's contest while you can. Final cut day quickly approaching in the NFL tomorrow at 4 p.m. to be precise. And teams around the league have begun their mass cutdowns. The 12 players officially cut down from the Cardinals today include quarterback Clayton Tune. He was facing an uphill battle as the Cardinals brought in Jacoby Brissett. Tune had played 13 games as a Cardinal with 1 start during his stint in Phoenix. A number of holdouts officially finishing up in the NFL with a week out to opening day. Again, Commanders wideout Terry McLaurin has reached a deal with Washington that will keep him with the club. 3-year extension worth $96 million to end out his holdout. That is also worth $30 million in signing bonus. And the contract dispute for Bengals defensive end Trey Hendrickson also seems to be resolved. The pass rushing star will get a $14 million raise, but Henderson's still slated to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of this upcoming year. I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do.
Touchdown, Arizona!
With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play, we bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Collisions that are reported: Tangerine and La Cañada and Tangerine, and also Broadway and Alvernon. Major collision occurred Grant Road east of Wilmot. Eastbound Grant Road east of Wilmot. Travel there is closed due to a crash. You could use Pima instead. That closure causing backups for both directions on Grant Road approaching Wilmot, also for southbound Wilmot approaching Pima. And for your weather, there is a flash flood warning for south central Pima County until 5:30 today. Tomorrow, 91 with a 40% chance of rain and 85 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No. They use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope. Only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
This summer, try the new Strato Frappuccino blended beverage at Starbucks. It's the classic blended iced coffee you know and love, now topped with a creamy layer of handcrafted brown sugar cold foam. Available for a limited time. Your Strato Frappuccino is ready at Starbucks.
If you've started thinking about what to wear this fall, your timing is perfect because Macy's Fall Preview event has early deals on looks everyone will be wearing. Romantic dresses from BCBG and Avec Les Filles, Western-inspired boots and bags from Steve Madden, all 25% off. Plus, take 15 to 25% off fall beauty from Yves Saint Laurent, Estee Lauder, and Clinique. Don't wait. This fall preview won't be around for long. So come into Macy's today. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
This summer, try the new Strato Frappuccino blended beverage at Starbucks. It's the classic blended iced coffee you know and love, now topped with a creamy layer of handcrafted brown sugar cold foam. Available for a limited time. Your Strato Frappuccino is ready at Starbucks.
It's time to talk Grizzly.
The air conditioner made specifically for Arizona summers.
Alaskan AC introduced the Grizzly a couple years ago, and the reviews are pouring in.
This one says, I love how quiet it is. I can hardly hear it come on, but I'm always comfortable.
Another person writes, finally an air conditioner that can withstand the desert heat and dust.
This one says, I like its fluffy fur and cute black nose.
Anyway, if it's time to upgrade your AC, you can't do better than the Grizzly.
Only available at Alaskan AC.
People love it.
Like this person who said, we live in an older home and the Grizzly keeps us comfortable in every room.
Or this guy. We live just outside of town and the dust is horrible. Glad we have an AC that can take it.
Or this one. He's so cuddly and has these adorable pads on his paws.
Gary, I think you're on a different webpage.
Gary, I think you're different.
Learn more about the Grizzly at alaskanac.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Let me tell you about this new Pretzel Cheddar Club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with cherry berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. No one is talking Roadrunners, Sugar Skulls, and FC Tucson like us. We are Southern Arizona's #1 sports station, Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 2 of our show, 520-848-1290 on this Monday game week. The weather's starting to look a little crazy out there. We had a little flash click of the lights here, although nothing turbulent so far, but we'll update you, keep you updated on everything that's happening around here.
I can update you right now.
Yeah, what do we got?
Sprinkles.
And Dragon Ball, you said some other stuff going on, too.
Well, there's apparently a tweet right now that just went out on Trico Electric Co-op that there's outages in Saddlebrook and Mount Lemmon due to the storms. So we're starting to see some heavier storms out in certain parts of the areas.
Right, Saddlebrook and Mount Lemmon are getting hit currently. Mm-hmm. Let us know if there's anything happening in your area. We'd love to be able to make sure everybody knows what's going on at 520-848-1290. All right, we've got a baseball game coming up. Time now for your BetMGM Network top plays. Baseball made us a winner on Friday night. This legendary guy of the black and gold, made us a winner on Friday.
I'm Michael Jenkins here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. I'm taking the Blue Jays on the money line tonight against the Twins. It is a pitcher's duel between Joe Ryan for the Twinkies and Max Scherzer for the Jays. I'm siding with Mad Max, 4-2 with a 3.60 ERA, and he has been on a roll, allowing just 5 runs in his last 25 innings pitched. On top of that, the Blue Jays 42-21 straight up when playing in Toronto. Take the Jays on the money line. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books, and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
All right, so we've got the Blue Jays over the Twins on the money line right now at BetMGM Network. That is minus 150. At BetMGM, it's minus 150. BetMGM Network telling you to take the Blue Jays. So your $12.90 bet will bring you home $8.60. Now, this game starts in about 4 minutes. 4 minutes. So head on over to BetMGM right now and place that bet online. Or if you are in the vicinity of Casino del Sol out on the southeast side, or southwest side, I should say, you can just hop on into the Sol Sports Book there and place your bet there as well. Twins, Blue Jays on the money line over the Twins. We've actually been winning a little bit with the baseball of late. This legendary man of the black and gold had a big night to get us a win on Friday.
Runner goes, pitch is driven out to deep center. Moniak back of this one, and it'll hit short of the wall, bounce over his head, backed up by Fernandez. That'll plate 2 more, and Kutch is driven in 4 runs in the first 2 innings. 5-0 Pirates.
Yeah, that was none other than Andrew McCutchen. He had a big night on Friday night. 2-run doubles in the first and second innings of a 9-0 win by maybe the Pirates. Dragon Ball should just play the Rockies all the time.
Well, if they did, they'd be able to go ahead and have a little bit better of an option than they have the entire
Wouldn't everybody
season.
be 162 and wow, that's disrespectful. Wouldn't everybody be 150 and 12?
They outscored the Rockies this weekend. What was it? It was 18-1 in 3 games. 18-1 in 3 games.
I think I saw something where it said that the Pirates have the most shutout victories in baseball this season. And I'm just thinking to myself, where has that been the entirety of this year? Because I don't remember most of those shutout wins, if I can be completely honest. But I will also say, I did mention to UJW last week that, well, the Rockies, they could use the win that they had against the Diamondbacks to keep them alive. No, that sweep officially, mathematically has eliminated the Rockies from playoff contention.
Yeah, I think they needed to win all but 2 or something at that point.
Something of that nature.
They had to go 58-2 to end the 48-2.
The saddest use of poor Dinger, the mascot for the Rockies, saying that he's got his hands in his face as they show the eliminated picture. I'm like, what did Dinger do? He didn't do it. That's not his fault.
I knew one of the Dingers back in the day. I knew the guy inside the costume. He was actually one of our mascots in the minor leagues. And see, even the mascots. See, everybody is in the minor leagues is trying to get to the big leagues. Everybody, from the players to the coaches to the manager to the broadcasters, even the mascots are trying to get to the big leagues. And yeah, I knew one of our mascots in AA. Eventually was the I think he might have been the original Dinger, or at least if he wasn't the original Dinger, he was the second Dinger in Colorado. So that was kind of cool. And then I went and saw a game there, and he got me tickets. So it pays to know Dinger. He can get you tickets.
Every mascot except for Rocky, the mascot.
Yes,
because he's not trying to get in the majors. He's just trying to get paid.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. So we won with that was an easy win there. Pirates -0.5 over the Rockies in the first 5 innings. I think they were up 6-0. So we won $8.90 on that. Although we did lose, we had Avery Johnson in that Kansas State-Iowa State game. We had Avery Johnson over 54.5 yards rushing. And I believe he only finished with 22 yards rushing in that game. So we did not win on that one. So we had a win and a loss over the weekend. Because you never win as much as you lose, we ended up losing $4. So we're back to, what are we now? $129.19 in the hole to start the week.
So the Rockies need 4 more wins.
4 more wins.
4 more wins to tie, 5 more wins to break the record. because it was the White Sox, right?
Yep.
Just like a couple years back, I think they set the modern record with only 41 wins. So yeah, the Rockies need at least 4 more to make sure that they're not the worst ever regular season record in modern history.
All right, so let's go down. I said we're going to continue going down some of our futures here. Let's go down some more of our futures today on the NFL side. So we've got a split here. Some of the people at BetMGM Network like the Washington Commanders to win over 9.5 games. Some don't like them to win over 9.5 games. Commanders, who obviously won, they finished second, but got the wild card last year in the NFC East and made it to the NFC Championship game. Will they be able to duplicate that again with Jaden Daniels? Commanders over 9.5 or under 9.5?
I'm actually going to tell you it's under 9.5.
Oh.
I think that this is going to be one of those situations. Again, Jaden Delora had a Jaden Daniels. We talked about Jaden Delora earlier. Jaden Daniels had a very good rookie season. I don't know if he's going to be able to bring that over to his sophomore season. And then plus, I want to just go ahead and make sure that everyone's aware of this. The NFC East takes on the AFC West this season. The Chargers are going to be a team that I think surprises some folks in the AFC. The Broncos still probably have one of the best underrated defenses in the league. And then, of course, you're taking on the 3-time defending AFC champions in the Chiefs. So I think that the Commanders probably win maybe about 8 games this season. I don't think they reach the same heights that they had the previous year.
So Commanders under 9.5 is the play there. Okay, so we'll play that there. Bears over 8.5 wins. I don't like that. No, I don't like that.
No, you're still in a division that has the Lions, which is really, in essence, that's the crowning glory of the NFC North. The Vikings, I think a lot of people are kind of wary on because of the McCarthy situation. And then the Packers, they're not unbeknownst. I mean, they are still almost a 10-win team with the roster that they currently have. But I know that everyone wants to see Caleb Williams do well with Ben Johnson. I just don't think that that's going to happen.
Is Caleb Williams going to be a good NFL quarterback?
That's the question. We still don't know.
I'm not convinced. I am not convinced. I wasn't that impressed with him in college, let alone the NFL. We shall see.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so here's another one where the BetMGM Network people are split on. Lions over 10.5 or under 10.5. Brad Evans, Mr. Loud Man in the Morning, likes them over 10.5 wins, but a lot of people think under 10.5, that this might be the year they slip back a little bit.
If you look at
they lost 2 games last year.
Yeah, they lost 2 games last season.
16 and 17
15 and 2.
15 and 2. 17 games.
If you look at the schedule, the opening half of it, it's a very rough schedule to open things up. You're at Green Bay, you take on Chicago, then you're at Baltimore, you take on Cleveland, you're at Cincinnati, and then you're at Kansas City. If they can get through that initial 6-game stretch with at least 4 to 5 wins, then I could see that definitely being a play you want to take. But if you don't think they're going to win 4 or even half of those first 6 games, go with the under, because that's going to be the big telling part on what this team is. They only lost 2 games even with all the injuries that they had.
Yeah.
But how they all come back from those injuries, that's the other side of the equation. So if you like them in those first 6 games, take the over.
It's plus money. It's plus money to take the over at plus 100. I'm going to do that. I think we're going to take the over. I like the line. I think the Lions are still going to be one of the better teams.
Another big factor is they were 7-1 in 1-score games last year. So you talk about a team, with Goff, I
think they have 7 outdoor road games this year. That's the other thing.
But they're definitely the NFC equivalent to what we saw with the Chiefs last season.
Yeah. So just find a way at the end to get it done.
And sometimes that works in your favor, and other times the next year it just doesn't go that way.
I love the idea, though, of a unit learning how to win in crunch time.
Yes.
Right? And that's what that shows to me. You're talking about the ultra-competitive NFL. Doesn't matter what division you're in. If you go 7-1 in 1-score games throughout the season, it's the group, it's the unit as a whole that has figured out a way to find a way to get a touchdown late to win those close games.
The old Dan Campbell special. We're going to bite your knees, and we're going to keep on biting until we get back up.
Cricket.
Yes.
No, Cricket's camera's not there either. Everybody's camera is gone.
Well, except your guys'
today. Well, yeah, I fixed ours, but let me see if I can click and make you. Cricket. Saints Under 6.5 wins or over 6.5 wins?
I say runder.
Runder.
Yeah.
That might be the right play there, Cricket. I think under 6.5 wins for the Saints is probably the way to go. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL. So that's the question. I think you like Dragon Ball under 6.5 for the Saints?
6.5, I like the under on that. It just depends on which Arizona high school product is going to be their starter. It's either Tyler Show or Spencer Rattler.
They just have the best
That's
nickname.
right. I forgot Tyler Show's from here, too.
That's right. They got the best nickname in sports franchise history when they're underperforming.
Aints.
The Aints, like with the bags and
The
everything.
bags and
like,
everything.
yeah, come on. The Aints is the best shorthand nickname ever.
All right, so you won't be able to see Cricket today. I'm not
That's
sure.
okay. That's totally fine.
Why? People like to be able to see you on our video streams, Cricket.
Oh, it's fine.
So we did not go to Cricket's alma mater on Friday night, but we did watch Cricket's alma mater play football.
Yeah.
They kicked Santa Rita's butt.
Trojans.
36-6.
Where you at?
Was the finals. Trojans. There you go. Where you at, Trojans? Yeah. First win of the Virgil Henderson era was very impressive. For the Catalina Trojans. So
Road wins.
Did you hear the party when they got back on the bus?
I thought I heard some ruckus. I thought I heard a little commotion.
Little commotion.
It was around my bedtime, so I was like, what are those whippersnappers doing out there?
What are they doing out there? Having a party because they won a football game, for sure.
Yeah.
It's very
That's
nice.
great.
So what's it look like? I hear it's starting to get a little nasty out there. Have you been outside in the last few minutes?
Maybe like about 15, 20 minutes ago, and there were just some sprinkles here. I feel like everyone else in town except for right here at
Is getting
Oracle and
hit.
Roger is getting hit hard.
I don't think I've been anywhere this whole entire monsoon.
Same.
Where we've gotten
any
hit
rain.
hard.
You know when we actually got hard rain at this studio, DK?
Was when I was in
the day you
yeah,
were
I
in
left
Phoenix
in
to see
Phoenix.
the Tribe play.
say.
Literally that
last
day,
week?
like as the show was ending, I was like, Dragon Ball, come out in the hallway. There are gigantic drops hitting the skylights.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
so
no,
we all
it's-
missed it.
Yeah, it sounded like footsteps for someone trying to fix the AC on the roof again.
It sounded like hail. If it sounds like hail and there is no hail, those are some big drops.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. We miss everything, DK.
We apparently, I still have not.
I'm just happy me and you went to a high school game and a storm didn't break out in that regard.
Yeah,
I'm just happy
exactly.
that finally got
there
broke.
you go. Well, don't talk
got
too
a
loud
rear
because we
window.
might have some more coming up.
He
We
still has
got-
a rear window.
He does.
Yes.
Whenever Dragon Ball can keep his rear window, that's a good
This
thing.
is a good
Very
sign.
good.
That's a good thing. And it was a great group of kids. On Friday, I was real impressed with all the young people that we talked to
Freshmen,
out
they're all
there.
freshmen
a
who are
lot
just
of
getting
freshmen.
started. Yeah.
Oh,
Freshmen,
wow.
because freshmen, they can't usually string two words together, but these freshmen were pretty good.
And they're ready to be on the mic, too.
They're
Very
ready to be on the
talkative.
mic. They were
Good.
talkative. Yeah, it was a fun time out at Santa Rita High School. Thanks again to Tammy Ray, the principal out there, doing a fantastic job of out at Santa Rita High School, and we appreciate all the hospitality that she gave us that day last week. We'll figure out. I don't think we're going to go anywhere this week, but potentially next week we'll be back at it. We'll let you know. Keep it tuned here to Wildcats Radio 1290. We'll let you know what high school we're going to show up at next.
All right.
There you go.
Keep
All
them
right.
on their toes.
There we go. We definitely got to keep them on their toes. And so first day of college as well for the U of A. So welcome to all of the new kids. And do you have a message for the new college students who are here in Tucson for the first time, Cricket?
Run as fast as you can. I don't know. That was my advice the other day, so I'll stick with that.
Wear
Run as fast as
sunscreen.
you can.
Yes.
Sunscreen and drink a lot of
Drink
water.
water. Wear sunscreen.
Dragon Ball's advice was read page 89 of the syllabus,
Make
because
sure
that's
you
where the
read
money is.
You make sure you read all of your syllabus, because there may be special instructions that you only sign on the first row rather than the second line, and then that way they know you read the syllabus.
That's fair. Always read the
Because that
syllabus.
will be on your grade.
What about
for the
you?
midterm.
Are you back in classes this fall or no?
I'm not back at Pima, but I'm at Hillsdale doing my Bible study.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice. And when did that start?
When did I start that? It was into earlier this year.
Okay. So that's not something that just started. That's
Correct. Yeah. Kind of
continuation.
continuing my Book of Genesis study.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll have to enlighten us on that at some point later this week. You come up with something to talk about. Come up with a scripture that we can
A
educate
scripture?
the people about.
I don't know if we should talk about that on the radio.
Oh, we can. This is my show. We can talk
We do
about
whatever we want. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's my show. We can do whatever we want.
I like that.
Right now, we'll give you your traffic every 20 minutes on the 5s because I said we did.
Doing what we want.
We want.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. So a lot of bad storms around the area, except at Oracle and Roger. Trico customers in the Saddlebrook and Mount Lemmon areas without power right now. At least 10 downed power poles. We've got collisions that are reported Valencia and Midvale Park, Ajo Way west of I-19, Campbell and Fort Lowell, Ina and Thornydale, Tangerine and La Cañada. Really bad collision occurred on Grant east of Wilmot, eastbound Grant Road east of Wilmot. Closed, use Pima Street instead. And also, about 20 minutes ago, almost no visibility reported along I-10 between Casa Grande and Tucson. A flash flood warning in effect for South Central Pima County until 5:30 today, and about 84 now, and rain everywhere except Oracle and Roger. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with cherry berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero!
To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet.
I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
Wahoo!
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute.
I did it!
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco!
Captain, you seem a little shorter.
I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother. Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Are you someone who has a passion for music and sports and is interested in starting a career in radio? Well, our promotions department is looking for hardworking, dedicated people to join our promotion street team. If you're outgoing, have a solid work ethic, and a flexible schedule, then this may be the job for you. For more information, visit wildcatsradio1290.com or apply now at cumulusmedia.com. Clean driving record required. Must be 18 years or older to apply.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we are here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats!
Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to support your Arizona Wildcats football team with their first home game this Saturday at Arizona Stadium.
This Saturday, the Cats take on Hawaii. Kickoff is scheduled for 7:30 p.m.
To get your tickets, visit ArizonaWildcats.com or call 621-CATS. For more University of Arizona Wildcat football, including a complete schedule and link to buy tickets online, log on to khid1075.com.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
I'm Chris Sylvester with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Vikings have traded quarterback Sam Howell and a 2026 sixth-round pick to the Eagles in exchange for a 2026 fifth-round selection and a 2027 seventh-rounder, according to NFL Network insiders Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport. Minnesota then agreed to terms with veteran quarterback Carson Wentz. In Cleveland, head coach Kevin Stefanski said quarterback Kenny Pickett, who's been dealing with a hamstring issue, is expected to be available for Week 1. However, the team is still working through its backup quarterback decision behind Joe Flacco. Raiders quarterback Aidan O'Connell suffered a fractured wrist in the team's preseason finale and is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. And the Buccaneers have waived rookie safety Shiloh Sanders. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Diamondbacks homestand came to an end. It was a pretty good homestand. They went 2-1 against the Guardians. They went 2-1 against the Reds, playing both teams from Ohio. 4-2, nothing wrong with that. But now they got a huge, tall assignment coming up as they will take on the leaders of the American League Central, the best team in baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers, starting tonight in Milwaukee. It was a pretty good weekend once again for this man, Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Corbin is the winning run at second to start the bottom of the 11th. Gurriel pokes it into left center. Here comes Corbin, and Lourdes walks it off.
That was Friday night, and he wasn't done on Saturday.
That may have been what's happened with Lourdes. He's turned into a run-producing machine. This one's going all the way to left, and it's gone. He's done it again. What a month of August for Gurriel, and it's 5-0 Diamondbacks. Well, he's the cleanup hitter, and this month, boy, is he cleaning up. Man, is he ever.
Lourdes good. So what's he done the last couple of weeks? How about 15 for his last 52, hitting 289. He's got 4 jacks, 20 ribs, an OPS of 897. The walk-off hit on Friday night, and I've seen this twice now from this Diamondbacks team in the last week because they did it. I saw them do it in the Indians game. They are very good at hitting balls that are out of the strike zone. I mean, that pitch that Lourdes Gurriel hit for that single on Friday night was nowhere close to the strike zone. It was like almost on the ground. Like he literally just stuck his bat out and punched it into center field off the carpet. And they did the same thing. I forget who it was in the Cleveland game that I was at last week. Did the same thing. I mean, a pitch that was literally way outside the strike zone, but they just reached out and punched it to the opposite side for a hit.
How does that make you feel, Dragon Ball? Like we go to to take some batting practice in the cage, and you got a ball right down the middle. It's hard to make contact with, and you'll see these pros who will like swing at something that's 2 feet outside and put it exactly where they want it to go.
And that's the biggest thing about certain baseball players. I mentioned this a while back with certain guys that are like Giancarlo Stanton or these other big league hitters where it's like they're really just one pitch hitters. They want to find us pitch in the same spot and be able to carry it to the spot they want to. If you want to be a professional hitter and you want to be in the bigs for a long time, you hit the ball where it is and put the ball where they are not. And that's the best thing to do. It's hitting dying quails is a lost art in baseball. It's the thing I wish more players would do.
Go watch Barry Bonds before he gained 100 pounds.
Yes.
I mean, I never saw a guy who had 0 holes in his swing until I saw that guy in his heydays. The Pirates, man.
Yeah.
It didn't matter where you pitched him. He was going to take it wherever you
And he had the speed to beat out a grounder, too.
Right.
So Lourdes Gurriel continuing his attempt to win the National League Player of the Month for sure. He is off to a tremendous start. Let's hear from the Diamondbacks won Friday and Saturday. They did not win yesterday. They lost by a score of 6-1. Things got away. It was a tight game for the majority of the contest, but it got away from them late. Again, the bullpen has been one of the issues for this team. Let's hear from Torey Lovullo after yesterday afternoon's 6-1 loss in the finale to the Reds.
We couldn't get anything going offensively today. It started off real well with the leadoff triple from Perdomo. We scored that run. Felt like if we had some more opportunities to tack on some runs, things might have been a little different. But their starting pitcher was very stubborn, did a nice job. Zach was doing all that he could. He was keeping us in the game. He kept that lead. He got clipped for that one run, very awkward run. But overall, I thought he was real good. He was on the attack with several pitches, reading swings, just going to work and doing his job the best way that he could to keep us in this game. Things unraveled there in the 8th inning. It's not anything you predict. We made some mistakes in the middle of the zone, and that's what happens when you have good hitters that come up and crucial situations are ready to execute. We can't make those types of mistakes. Offensively, we were held in check today. And I keep saying it, on those certain days where that happens, we got to find a way to scratch across a W and go out there and win a baseball game. I don't think, by no means did we feel like we weren't going to win that ball game, but we let that starting pitcher get into a rhythm. Once he did, it was going to be a tough day for us. But look, we got to flush it and be ready to go to Milwaukee. It's going to be a great series there. They're a team that's playing incredible baseball. We got to go out there and match it and do the best we can.
Yeah, that pitcher was Brady Singer yesterday. 6 innings, 9 Ks, just 1 hit allowed, and that was the 1 hit was a home run. He gave up a sac fly, I should say, in the first inning to Lourdes Gurriel Jr., but after that, nothing for the Diamondbacks. Zach Gallen, equally as good, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts for Zach. So he's been really good the last 2 times out. Which is good to see for this team because again they're still playing some meaningful games even though they didn't get the sweep of the Reds, which really would have been nice since the Reds were right above them in the standings.
Stop signs were at third this weekend.
I didn't watch all the games, but I think they scored some runs. So Bogart, we'll get to Tim Bogart. He had him coming around. Tim Bogart, the new third base coach, he had him coming around pretty good.
Hey. As long as it's nothing egregious where the runner gets thrown out by 5 steps.
5 steps, yeah. No, if you're getting thrown out at home and you're not even halfway down the base path yet, that's you need to go ahead and reevaluate your understanding of the outfield.
17 runs in 3 games. That's almost 6 runs a game. So he had him scoring, except for that game obviously yesterday, which they just could not get anything going against Brady Singer, and that snapped the 5-game, or so I should say the 4-game win streak. So we just mentioned new third base coach. We'd mentioned that over that Sean Larkin was removed from those duties. Tim Bogar, who had been working in the minor leagues, I believe with the AA club in Amarillo, is now the new third base coach for your Diamondbacks. Let's hear from Torey Lovello on Tim Bogar taking over third base.
He's been in our system and knows the players. He was a middle infielder. I feel like middle infielders and catchers make the best third base coaches because once you have that clock on, it's always on for the rest of your life. You know how fastballs can get reversed.
Mid-season call-up for a AA coach. I love it. I love it.
Everybody's trying to make it to the majors.
Right. That's what I just said. That right? Yeah.
I love it.
I mean, I like that comment though. That sign is on for the rest of your life. Once you've done it, it's like it's just that understanding of the third base, how to get home from third base, just continues with you on and on. Tim Bogar on coming back to the big leagues for this opportunity.
23 was the last year I was here, so it hasn't been too long since I've seen the speed of this game. So I'm excited to get out there and see it and put these guys in a good position.
Yeah, he does. Dragon or J-Dub says he sounds like
I'm
Torey
the one in
Lovello.
here pressing the buttons, and I didn't have a chance to hear that cut before playing it. And I'm like, is that Torey? It sounds a lot like Torey.
Sounds like him for sure. So Diamondbacks, unfortunately, after leaving yesterday, did not leave as intended. They had some issues, apparently, with the plane getting out of Sky Harbor Airport, and so they did not arrive in Milwaukee until almost 4 a.m. Central Time. So that would have been 2 a.m., obviously, here.
Are the D-backs going to need to call up a new plane mechanic from AA?
Maybe
somewhere halfway through the season?
Well, they're not.
How's that work?
They're not taking any planes in AA, but they might have to. They might have to
bus
call
mechanic.
They might have
bus mechanics. I don't think can apply to a plane situation.
Yeah, AAA they fly, so they might have to call up the mechanic from Reno. Manager Torey Lovello said he was told there were brake issues with the plane that was supposed to take the team from Arizona to Milwaukee.
Don't fly with brake issues.
If there's one vehicle you don't want to deal with brake issues,
it's important for it to be able to
plane.
stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had to find another plane. Lovello said before during his pregame availability today, it was like a 5-hour window before another plane could pick us up. Lovello said he got to his hotel room at about 4:30 this morning, about 14 hours before the start of tonight's game, which gets underway here in about 5 minutes. He credited Director of Team Travel Roger Riley for keeping the team informed during the delay. And this obviously came after the game yesterday. The team apparently found plenty of ways to pass time. And so I think it's who's starting tonight. In tonight's game in Milwaukee, it'll be Eduardo Rodriguez for the D-backs, 5-7, a 5.54 ERA. Brandon Woodruff gets the ball for the Brew Crew, 4-1, 2.47 ERA. Brewers are 81-50, 31 games over 500. Although they have lost, I think they've lost 2 in a row, and 5 of their last 7 games have the Brewers. So slumping a little bit. As again, this is baseball. This is kind of what happens. We've talked about it for the last 2 months. Teams go, it's an ebb and a flow. Ebb and a flow. I was telling somebody over the weekend that the Guardians were 15 games out. They got back to 6.5 out, and now they're back to 12 out again. The ebb and flow of baseball can be sometimes very frustrating. Diamondbacks are 64-67. Milwaukee is a heavy favorite in this game tonight at -190.
Yeah, I don't think the D-backs have been 0-4. I don't think they've had a record that was 4+ or 5-.
Yep.
It's literally been 4 games under, back up to 500, 2 games over, back to 500, 2 games under, all season long.
Yeah. All right, DK on the Sports. We're going to talk some NFL coming up next. What is going on with Jordan Morgan in Green Bay? We'll find out straight ahead. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Really bad collision occurred Grant Road east of Wilmot, eastbound Grant east of Wilmot. Travel there is closed. You could use Pima instead, and a lot of slowdowns in that area of Grant and Wilmot. Other collisions, Ina and Thornydale, Campbell and Fort Lowell, Ahaway west of I-19, and also Valencia and Midvale Park. and reports of almost no visibility along I-10 between Casa Grande and Tucson. Flash flood warning for South Central Pima County until 5:30, 84 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows that free makes everything better. That's why rewards members get free standard shipping, starting at Silver Key or Gold Pro status. Not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/shipping terms subject to change.
Back to UberTube expert Eugene Snurkle and his best friend Doug.
Eugene, is it true you can't fix your car's air conditioning, so you're moving to Alaska or the North Pole or something?
Sorry, Doug. I meant to tell you, but I just can't seem to crack the code on fixing my car's AC.
Sorry to interrupt, Eugene, but we all know how this needs to end with a trip to Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Hi folks, Sean Furrier here with some sizzling summer specials. Besides the chilly prices on AC repair and big tire rebates, we've also got Duramax 5-year free replacement batteries on sale this month with a $25 installation credit. That means free installation for most cars and trucks.
Seems a bit extreme.
Yes, Doug, an extremely tough battery built for Arizona, and you can be extremely confident in the Duramax 5-year free replacement guarantee. So for award-winning service, call or stop by one of our 14 area locations or make an appointment online. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right. What's right? What the singing people just said. Gary, you have your earbuds in. I don't know what you're hearing. Oh, this.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right.
Hi guys, what's right?
That I have my earbuds in.
No, you don't.
We were listening to the singing people.
Maybe I should go out and come back in again.
It's the thing about how we arrive in one day or your repair is free.
Oh, right. It's the Alaskan AC guarantee, so people aren't left waiting for a repairman. Don't we have singing people for that?
Yes, here, use my earbuds.
Gross.
Just play it, Gary.
With Alaskan AC service guarantee, we'll arrive in one day or your repair is free.
That's right.
I know, right? Right. I'm glad we had this meeting. AlaskanAC.com.
You need parts? O'Reilly has parts. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic, semaglutide injection 0.5 milligrams.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
Finally, a done deal. Rodgers, 41, will play his 21st NFL season in black and gold. And we'll ask this question. I'm looking for even one Steeler fan to say, I'm hyped. Like, I'm having a hard time finding even one Steeler fan to say, hey, Rome, I'm that voice in the wilderness who thinks that this is awesome. I am a believer. This is a good thing.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon on Wildcats Radio 1290. Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Are you someone who has a passion for music and sports and is interested in starting a career in radio? Well, our promotions department is looking for hardworking, dedicated people to join our promotion street team. If you're outgoing, have a solid work ethic, and a flexible schedule, then this may be the job for you. For more information, visit wildcatsradio1290.com or apply now at cumulusmedia.com. Clean driving record required. Must be 18 years or older to apply.
I'm Bill Ryder with a Sports Minute. I shouldn't have to say that Shedeur Sanders isn't promised anything, but it looks like the world won't let us talk about this guy in a rational way. Here's the thing. He's a 5th-round pick and the 4th quarterback in that quarterback room, and while I'm rooting for him, Kevin Stefanski and the Browns don't owe Shedeur Sanders a crack at being the starting quarterback. It's Shedeur who has to prove to them that he should have a shot. I'm Bill Ryder.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Well, we are still well over a week away from games that count in the National Football League, but the cut-down deadline is tomorrow, and so teams have to be down to the 53 that they will carry. As Bruce Arians once said, this is when we actually become the Cardinals. Everybody that's played beforehand is not actually on the Cardinals. And Quali Conley, released by the Cincinnati Bengals. Arizona Wildcat 2024. Also, Tony Fields, Arizona Wildcat 2019, has played in Cleveland in recent years. Was trying to make it with the Rams. He was released this past weekend. One man who probably is not going to be released anytime soon is Green Bay Packers #1 pick, Jordan Morgan, out of Marana High School and the University of Arizona. Let's get an update on how things are going for Jordan in one of the best football towns that you will find in this country. So great of a football compound that actually their other team was here this past weekend here in Tucson playing in the Indoor Football League, the Green Bay Blizzard. We are pleased to be joined by Marcus Eversole. Marcus is with our Cumulus Sports Station in Green Bay, WDUZ. So first of all, before we get to the Packers, Marcus, how big a deal are the Blizzard?
Pretty good deal. They had I would say, a surprisingly good season. It's always a good time at Blizzard games, and pretty, as I understand it, was late here, but a pretty crazy ending to that game over the weekend.
Yes, 64-61. It was almost like that legendary Rams game many years ago where the player got tackled. I think it was the Titans they played, and the Titans receiver got tackled with his arm lunging for the end zone. That was exactly how that game ended here on Saturday night. Unfortunately, not in Green Bay's favor, so Titletown cannot add another title via the Blizzard. But they've got plenty to talk about with the Green Bay Packers, where half the city owns the team. Jordan Morgan, obviously #1 pick last year. I guess the big question, Marcus, is where is Jordan going to play? Because we've seen him at left guard this preseason. I think that was where he was playing the other night against Seattle. Obviously, he sees himself as a tackle. He and Rasheed Walker have kind of both been playing that position this preseason. How's this all going to play out? Is Morgan going to be a tackle or a guard coming into this year?
That is a great question, and I hate to be that guy. We simply don't know the answer to it yet, but it's a problem to have, I suppose. You did a great job laying it out there. Jordan Morgan sees himself as a left tackle, and really he said that since he came in as a rookie. I know a lot of guys will say, I'll play whatever position the coaches ask me to play, and Jordan's also said that. But he's also made it clear from day one that he sees himself as a left tackle, and most recently after their preseason finale against the Seahawks on Saturday, he said as much, and he said that he told the coaching staff that he also sees himself as a left tackle. He thinks they're going to respect that moving forward. But whether or not he actually is at left tackle to start the season, it remains to be seen, and usually injuries kind of sort these things out. Right now, they have Elton Jenkins, who they moved to center from left guard. He's been dealing with a back injury, and he missed last week, the last portion of the week at practice because of the injury, sat out the preseason finale. Left guard Aaron Banks, who they signed to a 4-year, $77 million contract coming over from the 49ers. They signed him with the other part of that equation being moving Elton Jenkins to center, but Banks has been in and out of the lineup with a back injury as well. So, like you said, as of Saturday, they had Jordan Morgan playing Aaron Banks' position at left guard next to Rasheed Walker at left tackle. And honestly, right now, I'm starting to wonder if Banks, if this is more serious than they're letting on, because right now, I mean, he's just been in and out, like, based on the week. He'll practice, he won't practice. Right now, there's a pretty compelling argument to be made that Jordan Morgan is definitely one of their best 5 offensive linemen. And the coaches will say it ad nauseum. As far as who plays where, it's all about however you can get your best 5 linemen out there. That's what they're going to go with. And it's hard you'd be hard pressed to come up with an argument as to how Jordan Morgan is not one of their best 5 linemen at the moment.
We're chatting with Marcus Eversole. He hosts his show. It's called Better Call Eversole. That's catchy. I think my wife used to watch that show, Better Call Saul. Back in the day. He is in Green Bay at WDUZ, which is a Cumulus media station, covers the Green Bay Packers. Obviously, Jordan last year dealt with some injuries, started early in training camp, had some injuries, and just never really seemed to get going in the flow. How would you evaluate his first season and obviously the disappointments that came with him not being completely healthy?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'd say it was a little more than a redshirt season, to use a college term. You're right. He never really had a chance. Now, I will say, before he got hurt at the end of training camp last year, it looked to me like he was in line to be their starting right guard. And the coaching staff went as far as to say that they started him at right guard simply because they thought that was his best chance to find the field, meaning like even if he played left tackle in college, Packers have a long history of drafting college left tackles and then moving them inside to guard or moving them to right tackle. They do that all the time. But they thought with where their offensive line was at a year ago, the best chance for them to get their first-round pick on the field right away was to let Morgan compete at right guard with Sean Ryan out of UCLA. Based on how they were divvying up the reps prior to last season, it looked like Morgan was going to win that job. At worst, it was going to be a rotation. Then he gets hurt late in camp, and it wound up being a rotation. So, again, I think he was going to get that job had he not gotten hurt. Sean Ryan played pretty well there. But it's just really been, with Rasheed Walker over this past week of camp, we've really seen, or I guess parts of the last 2 weeks of camp, we've really seen Jordan Morgan settle in at left tackle. And I think everybody's kind of been singing a different tune with him lately. Just with the opportunity that he's been given, it's like, dang it, I guess he is a left tackle. I guess that's why they drafted him in the first round. He just was natural there. And again, as of right now, I mean, injuries could sort this all out, but if Jordan Morgan's not starting in the season opener at this point, I'd be fairly surprised.
He's kind of a quiet kid. Doesn't necessarily say a whole lot. What's kind of been the feeling on him, and is he? Do you think he'll become a personality there? Somebody that maybe will open up and become part of the fabric of Green Bay as his career goes on?
That's such an interesting question. If I had to predict right now, I don't really see him all of a sudden becoming a big personality in there. I mean, you probably know as well as I do. He's one of those guys where if you ask him a question, he's going to answer that question.
Yeah.
And that's it, Like you ask him how he feels at right guard, he'll tell you, I feel pretty good, but I think I'm a left tackle. That's how I think of myself. Okay, that's it. And so for radio purposes, it's not necessarily the most material to work with, but that's totally okay. Then again, guys have surprised me in the past where rookies will come in and they'll have nothing to say, and then maybe they make it, maybe they get more comfortable, and 3 years later you can't shut them up. So never say never. I just don't get the vibe that Jordan Morgan's a big man. I don't necessarily see him developing a huge personality, but we'll see.
All right, what's the speaking of Jordans? What's the latest on the other Jordan, the quarterback that obviously this team needs if it's going to get back to the postseason?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of this really comes back to his health, and people might criticize me of being, making excuses for him for how he played last year. Well, is it making excuses or giving reasons as to why he didn't take that next step last season? I would say it's just giving reasons, because the guy suffered an MCL injury in the first game of the season, then missed 2 games, then got back into the lineup, played hurt all year, wound up suffering a groin injury about a month after he came back from the knee, which is related. Everything's connected, right?
Yeah.
So he's a professional quarterback. We're talking about professional athletes here, and he's playing on a bad wheel all season. Jordan Love's never going to be Lamar Jackson. He's never going to be Josh Allen as far as his mobility. But I think one of his best attributes is just his escapability, his ability to move within the pocket, avoid sacks, and just do those kind of things, extend plays. He didn't have that to a large degree for most of last season. So now, fully healthy, aside from the left thumb injury, which he's recovering from, I just don't think that's going to linger as much as the knee did throughout last season. So I think they're pretty confident with where Love's at. He's certainly looked better, and I think it all comes back to his health.
We are chatting with Marcus Eversole. He is from WDUZ in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So how many wins for the Packers this year?
I think they're going to win 11 or 12 games. I really do. I think that they're a little underrated right now with their over-under win total is, I believe, 9.5. Look, they were across the board last season, offensively and defensively. They're top 10 in almost every major statistical category. They were like 6th on defense, 6th on offense, towards the top of the league in scoring, and yet it felt like there was still a lot of meat on the bone for the offense. The one thing that gives me the most confidence that they'll go over that 9.5 number, this defense, Jeff Hafley was a first-time coordinator last year. They hired him from Boston College as their head coach. He left Boston College to become the Packers defensive coordinator, and really with largely the same personnel. I mean, it was night and day. The stuff they're doing disguising, even with the same personnel, they were just so much better last year. And I also think they have a potential budding superstar on this defense with linebacker Edger and Cooper. He played about 50% of the snaps last year, and twice he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week, not Rookie of the Week, but Player of the Week for a guy playing roughly half the snaps. So from a personnel standpoint, I think they have a lot to work with. And that defensive coordinator, Jeff Hafley, I would not be surprised if within the next couple of years he's getting head coaching interviews in the NFL.
There you go. Marcus, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us and bringing us up to speed on our guy Jordan Morgan. We'll kind of wait to see where this all falls out and where he's starting come a week from Sunday.
Sounds good to me. Appreciate it, guys.
Marcus Eversole, Better Call Eversole. Check him out you can do so. They're streaming. Remember, streaming WDUZ in Green Bay. Stream his show and check out everything that he has to offer there about the Green Bay Packers. It is DK on the Sports Tip. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We are going to talk some more Arizona Wildcats in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll let you hear from the head coach, Brent Brennan, his first press conference of the regular season. As it is game week here in Tucson, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors coming to town this Saturday. Dragon Ball's got everything happening in sports right now in Southern Arizona, as long as the weather allows it to, if there's anything out there going on, as well as around the world.
Checking out what went over the weekend around campus, the Arizona volleyball team had a stellar showing against Northern Colorado in their exhibition game at the McHale Center. They managed to come away with a clean sweep, winning that game 4-0. Congratulations to the ladies of the volleyball team. Also, a quick reminder about game day improvements at Arizona Stadium this season. The football teams have to take on Hawaii this Saturday. All 7 home games having Bear Down Bash tailgates at Bear Down Field with dedicated bars and restrooms will be present, so be prepared for that. And there will also be Wildcat Fridays, where you are encouraged to wear red and blue each Friday of game week, with game day tees available to purchase at the campus store at the Student Union if you need new threads. And the Diamondbacks managed to go ahead and close the gap a little bit more with the Reds and the rest of the wild card field in the National League, but couldn't manage to get the complete sweep on Sunday against the Reds as the Bats went cold in a 6-1 loss. But today, the Diamondbacks start up a major road trip that could make or break the season. 4 games against the Brewers and another 3 games against the Dodgers, all on the road in quick succession. Diamondbacks pitcher Zach Gallen thinks that this will be a great chance to show the toughness of the team.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, lose 2 tough ones, maybe 3 tough ones in Colorado. That I think, any team that kind of is where we were at from a post-deadline standpoint might just kind of shut it down and just be like, it is what it is. No one expected us to be here, but I think that's just kind of the culture, kind of the makeup of the guys in here. It's like, hey, we're gonna play this thing to the end and see what happens. I think that's kind of what you saw from the last 6 games, whenever we played this week. And I think that's what you're going to see for the next 30 plus that we have left, that we're going to keep swinging, just see what happens until they tell us we're eliminated or, if we're getting a playoff berth.
Again, right now, they're currently opening up that series against the Brewers. It's still 0-0 in the top of the second. Interesting development in the NFL to shake up the AFC South race early. The Texans announced that running back Joe Mixon will miss the first 4 games of the season due to being not able to get cleared from the non-football injury list today. So he will be cleared by the team's 5th contest. Mixon's sideline, it'll be the Texans turning towards Nick Chubb, Dameon Pierce, and others to fill the void when they battle the Rams, Buccaneers, Jaguars, and Titans before taking on Baltimore in Mixon's first possible chance to return to the fold. I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Some reports of visibility issues in the area along I-10 between Picacho and Marana. Down trees reported, blowing dust, a lot of flooding as well again in the area along I-10 between Picacho Peak and Marana. Collisions in town reported, Cold Road in Irvington, Thornydale and Hardy, Valencia and Midvale Park, Ajo west of I-19, Ina and Thornydale, and a really bad collision occurred Grant Road east of Wilmot. Have a closure eastbound Grant Road east of Wilmot closed. You could use Pima instead. And I'm Cricket with your traffic and for your weather. Flash flood warning for South Central Pima County until 5:30 and 84 now. It's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Superstar Car Wash.
If you know, you go. At Superstar Car Wash, we're proud to have over 550,000 members. Be in the know and try what everyone loves today. Text SuperAZ to 27800 to get 50% off our best wash. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time to talk Grizzly.
The air conditioner made specifically for Arizona summers.
Alaskan AC introduced the Grizzly a couple years ago, and the reviews are pouring in.
This one says, I love how quiet it is. I can hardly hear it come on, but I'm always comfortable.
Another person writes, finally an air conditioner that can withstand the desert heat and dust.
This one says, I like its fluffy fur and cute black nose.
Anyway, if it's time to upgrade your AC, you can't do better than the Grizzly.
Only available at Alaskan AC.
People love it.
Like this person who said, we live in an older home and the Grizzly keeps us comfortable in every room.
Or this guy, we live just outside of town and the dust is horrible. Glad we have an AC that can take it.
Or this one, he's so cuddly and has these adorable pads on his paws.
Gary, I think you're on a different webpage.
Gary, I think you're different.
Learn more about the Grizzly at AlaskanAC.com.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
My hero.
To advertise up to 40% off at Tobacco Barn, paying no city or state sales tax, and saving up to $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com, I'm going to jump from this airplane at 30,000 feet.
I hope he's careful.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
Wahoo!
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation.
Wait, where's the ripcord?
And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Oh no, he forgot his parachute. I did it!
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco. Captain, you seem a little shorter. I prefer vertically challenged, my dear.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Or did everyone else get taller?
Oh, brother. From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
A proud sponsor of the University of Arizona radio broadcast.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
The monsoon season is here, and Pixrock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing wants you to beat the heat and keep cool all summer long. Now through the end of August, we are offering a $49 diagnostic special. Our highly trained AC technicians are ready to battle the intense summer heat, so you don't have to. Call us at 520-492-0748 or PixRocksCooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We talk Diamondbacks baseball daily.
Overall, inside of our culture, it's built on love, trust, commitment, and effort. And I think love is the glue to all of it.
Love, trust, commitment, and effort. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 3 of our show. So glad you could be with us on this Monday. Let us know what the weather is doing. We've got some storms in the area. So where you are, I think we are literally in this pocket. I'm looking at the radar right now, and it's almost like this pocket that goes from about West Ina Road down to West Miracle Mile. So it's actually starting to close on us. But we are in that one little pocket there from, I'd say, maybe a little bit on the west side, about North Moraga Drive, over to kind of Campbell, where there's nothing happening. Nothing happening. But all around us, it is raining. It looks like it's raining on campus if you're in that area right now. It doesn't look like it's anything hard at the moment. The biggest thing I'm seeing right now is kind of up in the Skyline Orange Grove area right now. I'm seeing is you've got some the orange and red, and there's a batch of purple.
That's my old hood.
That's up there as well. I'm trying to get some of these streets here, but I'm going in, but it's not giving me any street names. But
I went to Orange
Skyline
Grove
and Orange Grove in that area there. Looks like they're getting hit kind of hard.
I went to
right
Orange
now.
Grove Junior High School, and I went to Greenfields for high school. Both of those places filter directly out into Skyline and Orange Grove. Very familiar.
There you go. So we had Marcus Eversole on the show, and he thinks the Packers are going to win 11 games this year. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna take. Because BetMGM Network did not give us anything on the Packers. So we're going to take Marcus Eversole's advice, since he's our guy there, and we're going to take the over 10.5. Over 10.5 because it's a plus bet at 150. So we'll take over 10.5 on the Packers to win 11 games. Do you like that, Dragon Ball?
Have you ever met a pessimistic Green Bay Packers fan.
No, Packer fans are always optimistic.
Always
Always
betting the high end.
You could probably go back to, this is before my time, you could probably go back to the Magic Man era of the Green Bay Packer faithful, and they'll be like, no, we're going to win. We're going to win like 10, 13 games with Mr. Magic Man.
They love, I think it's just pure love. I mean, it's like it's so well documented, but there's no fan base that, embraces their team like the Packers.
Yeah, no, I like the idea of them going maybe about, I'd like them at 11, but I could definitely see them getting 12 wins this season. It's going to be a tough one just because they've got a lot of they got a lot of division battles in the back half of their schedule. They're going to be they're hosting Minnesota, at Detroit, at the Bears, and at the Vikings in 5 of their last 7-8 games of the season. So it's going to be a very frantic race to see who will be at the top of the NFC North this season.
All right, first week of the, not only is it game week for Arizona football, it is also game week for Arizona volleyball. They'll open up their season coming up this weekend with the Wildcat Classic. The ladies were home this past weekend. They had a exhibition game against Northern Colorado. Now, normally, obviously, in college volleyball, you played the best of 5 to win 3, but because it was an exhibition, they played 4 sets. And Arizona won all 4 sets, so they won it 4-0. Let's hear after the scrimmage. Our Priscilla Muga was there. She chatted with Sydney Vanek, who we heard from last week, is kind of moving all around. Sydney played outside last year, but she might play some middle this year as well. Carly Cisneros, who was the star freshman last year, back for her sophomore year. Let's hear from Sydney and Carly after the exhibition win over Northern Colorado this past weekend.
You ready? They said, I think 7 blocks. No, I didn't even know that. For you, what's key to the blocks?
I'd say just working on getting all the way out to my pin hitter. I think that's been a big emphasis in practice, just because I wouldn't say I was a middle when I was a lot younger, but it's new to me moving laterally like that. So just getting as close as I can to my pin blocker, and then the ball gets in my hands.
And the activity, you seem to be able to get up quickly. How much does your athleticism come into it?
I think a big point Rita brought up to me in the beginning of the season when I moved to middle. She told me that I was too athletic to not be on the court, to not be doing anything. So I do think that helps a lot, just moving and stuff like that. But yeah.
And you seem more aggressive on offense this year.
Thank you.
Is that what you're trying?
That was definitely the goal. Yeah, this season, especially with Jalen being gone, there was a lot more swings that I had to help take, and I feel like in the spring that's definitely been my focus. In the summer coming into the season, just working on repping out the swings and just recovering fast so I can do it again the next day.
In the back row hitting, I don't remember a lot of that from you
last year. Last year my prime purpose back there was to pass and play defense and get my hitters in a position to score, and that's still again the goal, but I do need to become more offensive back there because we don't have another option, so it's just 3 pins and whichever middle's up. So
yeah, for both of you guys, how would you evaluate the team performance across all 4 sets?
Can you repeat that one more time for me? Sorry.
How do you evaluate the team performance tonight?
I think this is a great starting point for the season. I think we have a lot more we can improve on, and this night showed. But I think we did a very good job of going out there, first time playing together, first time seeing the lineup, and we took care of business. So it's good.
Same thing what Carly said. I think new team, new season. Yes, we have a lot of returners from last year, but we also have new people on the court. Me being one of them, just being able to come in, do your job, and be able to take care of business when it matters.
So what do you think you have to work on it for the next game?
Our blocking lineups, I think, are going to be our big focus, but Sydney coming in was definitely very helpful because she is very athletic and she is a late filling middle, which helps out me as a defender find the holes and close them a lot faster. But I think working on our offense, moving the ball around a little bit more, and just terminating balls a little quicker.
Yeah, as well as maybe picking up on serving. I think we know that our team is not, I wouldn't say we're not weak servers, but just being more consistent with our serving across the net.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that was Carly Cisneros and Sydney Vanek after the scrimmage on Saturday. over at McHale Center. Again, the Wildcats won it by a score of 4-0, and they'll be back out there this weekend for their season opener, the annual tournament. Then a little bit different than they've done it in the past, when they will play 2 games generally on Friday or Saturday. They'll play Friday morning, and they'll come back and play again Friday night. In recent years, they've been just playing singular games every day. So they'll play once on Friday, once on Saturday, and then once on Sunday. So the Wildcats will play Friday night to open up the season against Alabama State. It'll be back to school night, lunchbox giveaway at McHale Center at 6 o'clock. And then they'll play Saturday at 12:30. So they'll have a little bit of an early action ahead of everything, tailgating, getting going for Arizona football. Saturday night, they'll take on Texas A&M Corpus Christi at 12:30, and then they'll come back and play Sunday against 12:30, and it'll be Fresno State that they will play. So they'll get 3 games in this weekend with the Arizona Wildcats to open up things at the Wildcat Classic. And then the ladies will head out onto the road for a tournament at Boise State in Boise, Idaho, where they will face their old sisters from the Pac-12, Oregon State, followed by matches against Boise State and UC San Diego. They're actually only going to play, I believe, the one home tournament this year. In most years, the Wildcats would play 2 home tournaments, but they will go out on the roads and play a second road tournament. After Boise, they will head to Seattle and a tournament against Washington where they will play twice. They'll take on the Huskies, so another matchup against the old Pac-12 sisters. And then they'll take on San Diego. So they'll play UC San Diego in one tournament. They'll take on the University of San Diego in another tournament, as well as matchups against former Pac-12 schools in Oregon State and Washington. And then they'll come home on September the 16th, which will be a Tuesday night. The ladies will take on UTEP, Texas El Paso, before they head to Nebraska, Saturday, September the 20th, for a matchup against one of the best programs in the country, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. That'll be the final non-conference matchup before they'll open up the road trip, open up on the road in the Big 12 at Kansas State and Kansas. Their first home game in the Big 12 will be the weekend of the Red-Blue game. They'll play Thursday night, so that'll be a big weekend. Thursday night, volleyball against Utah, Red-Blue game and concert on Friday, October the 3rd. That'll be my birthday weekend, so be sure you have all my gifts ready for me. All right, 520-848-1290. We are going to hear from the head coach of your Arizona football team. His name is Brent Brennan. Chatted with Brent earlier today at his first official game week press conference. We'll hear from Brent again twice this year during game week. We'll hear from him on Mondays and Thursdays. Players and coordinators will be, or players and coaches. I don't think it'll be coordinators every week. It'll be players and coaches on Tuesday. And then, again, Brennan will be back again with us on Thursday, leading into games on Saturday. So we'll hear from Brent Brennan, get his thoughts. I asked him about his offensive line and the makeup of it as we begin this first game of the season. We have a depth chart. We'll get into that as well. Cricket is getting you home right now, though, every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions reported Kolb Road and Irvington, Thornydale north of Cortero Farms Road, Valencia and Midvale Park, and also Grant east of Wilmot. Really bad crash occurred there. Eastbound Grant Road east of Wilmot. Travel there is blocked. A lot of slowdowns in the area. You could use Pima instead. And weather-wise, we have a really good chance of monsoon action up through about the 6 p.m. hour. For tomorrow, 91 with a 40% chance of rain and 84 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Back to UberTube expert Eugene Snurkle and his best friend Doug.
Eugene, is it true you can't fix your car's air conditioning, so you're moving to Alaska or the North Pole or something?
Sorry, Doug. I meant to tell you, but I just can't seem to crack the code on fixing my car's AC.
Sorry to interrupt, Eugene, but we all know how this needs to end with a trip to Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Hi folks, Sean Furrier here with some sizzling summer specials. Besides the chilly prices on AC repair and big tire rebates, we've also got Duramax 5-year free replacement batteries on sale this month with a $25 installation credit. That means free installation for most cars and trucks.
Seems a bit extreme.
Yes, Doug, an extremely tough battery built for Arizona, and you can be extremely confident in the Duramax 5-year free replacement guarantee. So for award-winning service, call or stop by one of our 14 area locations or make an appointment online. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
I get so many headaches every month. It could be chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for those who have 14 or fewer headache days a month. Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor. Visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No, they use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope, only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Are you someone who has a passion for music and sports and is interested in starting a career in radio? Well, our promotions department is looking for hardworking, dedicated people to join our promotion street team. If you're outgoing, have a solid work ethic, and a flexible schedule, then this may be the job for you. For more information, visit wildcatsradio1290.com or apply now at cumulusmedia.com. Clean driving record required. Must be 18 years or older to apply.
Clicks don't show the full picture, but Cumulus Digital does. We show you exactly who saw your ad by name and address, and our campaigns beat industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to start outperforming.
Arizona is expecting record-breaking highs this year. Is your AC ready to handle it? When systems work overtime, they break down. You might hear weird noises, smell something off, or worse, feel no cool air at all. Rightway is standing by with 15% off any AC repair to get you cooled off fast. Or play it smart. Book your $65 AC tune-up now and avoid emergency calls when the Arizona heat gets brutal. Call 520-640-COOL or visit rightwayac.com.
We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wildcats Radio 1290 for the latest highlights and commentary. Your home for U of A athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The Division I college volleyball season is underway, and defending champion Penn State opened the 50th season in program history with a 3-0 sweep over number 12 ranked Creighton on Saturday. The Nittany Lions were led by junior transfer Kennedy Martin, who was named match MVP after racking up 14 kills, 9 digs, 2 blocks, and 1 ace in her debut with the team. Penn State head coach Katie Schumacher-Cawley made history last year as the first female women's volleyball coach to win a national championship. She's also a member of the American Volleyball Coaches Association, which is kicking off the season with the AVCA First Serve, the nation's premier collegiate volleyball showcase.
Grateful for the AVCA and so proud of this sport and everyone that's involved, and hope we can continue to elevate it and, showcase these ladies like we should. It's a great sport and I'm really proud to be a part of it.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Jody Jackson on Westwood One.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer.
Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. That bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. It is game week. Arizona and Hawaii this Saturday at the stadium. Our coverage will begin at 3 o'clock with Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The crew will be back. Myself, J.W. Madden, Kelvin Ifan, Glenn Howe, with everything you need to know. Great guests live from the U of A Mall as we have that show every single year. Brent Brennan Show. First Brent Brennan Show will be tonight at the Union Public House. That is coming up in a little over half an hour. So head on over to the Union Public House. Brian Jeffries and crew are there right now getting set for the first Brent Brennan Show. We're going to let you hear from the head coach right now at his first weekly press conference of game week today. Started with an opening statement just about how happy he is for year 2 leading this program.
All right, good to see everybody. Sorry, let me get situated here. Game week, we're finally here. It's been an awesome training camp. It's been just a really busy and, in my opinion, an exciting off season. I think finally getting to this moment where we actually have 1 week to prepare, less than that. We have a clear opponent. It's not just us, beating the crap out of each other out on Tomey Field. I think it's going to be exciting. And class started today, so it's an exciting time here. This game Saturday night is our first opportunity to own the night, which we've been talking about all off season. And that starts when we get to the start of the Wildcat Walk. So for all of our students and fans and everybody, let's show up there at 5 o'clock and let's make that thing rocking. Let's make that an incredible atmosphere, because it's a great opportunity for our guys to engage with the fans. It's a great opportunity for our fans to be close to the players. And to be honest with you, I think it gets them fired up for the game, and it's a really cool thing. And then immediately following that, we also have our new, tailgate on Bear Down Field here with the new concert series, which I think is going to be an awesome thing in the tailgate space. I think our administration is being aggressive and finding new ways to make the game day experience more valuable to the fan, and I think that's really, really important here in Tucson. And then the Ring of Honor, right? We're honoring Randy Robbins, who's a great guy, a great Wildcat. It's cool because when I was a graduate assistant, Randy was the running back coach here. So I got to know him at this totally different time in our lives. So I'm excited to see him. I've been able to connect with him a couple times since I've been back. And then also T-Mac, which is really, really special to be welcoming back here to be inducted in the Ring of Honor. So it's going to be an incredible night. We really have a tremendous amount of respect for Hawaii football, the state of Hawaii. Timmy Chang, I've known him forever. I've known him since he was a junior in high school. I was a graduate assistant at the University of Hawaii, and he was such a good player. And I followed his coaching career. We are friends. We stay close. We talk about stuff from time to time. And I was really, really impressed with their win last weekend over Stanford. So we know we've got a good football team coming in here. We know it's going to be a great challenge for us, and we're excited to play.
Thank you, Coach. We'll start questions with Justin and then David. And speaking of Hawaii, they played week 0 against Stanford. I'm sure you guys watched it. What impressed you about them?
Well, there's a lot of things. I think the biggest thing for me was how they responded, right? Because I don't know if you guys all saw the game, but the start of that game was not great for them, and I thought they responded incredibly and then found a way to win it. And in my opinion, and this has been something that I'm talking about here at Arizona Stadium, that home crowd for Hawaii, that thing made a difference there, right? I played in that stadium lots of times, and I played in it full and I played in it empty. And when that stadium's full, that made a difference for Stanford and for Hawaii late in that game. And that's exactly what we need our fans here at the U of A to do for us, is to make this the hardest home field advantage in the Big 12. So I really noticed that as the game went on.
And then Mike Alejado, I mean, you know he dealt with a leg injury. What's your scouting report on him, and what threats does he pose?
He's tough. He's tough. I give him all kinds of credit because he took some shots, but the kid kept getting up, kept coming back, kept playing. He made plays when he had to, made throws when he had to. He looks like an accurate passer who also has some good ability to use his legs. And so he's a big challenge. Obviously, he's an incredibly experienced passer, was a high-profile, prolific passer in high school. And so he looks like he's kind of carrying that on at Hawaii.
David and then Michael.
Brent, you mentioned obviously the first week of school. What challenges are there in that? The first week of school is also game week or first game week?
You know, it's funny. I think everybody gets hit with this. Some schools, quarter schools, it doesn't happen until the end of September, but it always shakes up everything. The good news is that most people are kind of going through it around the same time if you're a semester school. The biggest difference is just that, how committed we are to our academic process, right? That's the reason these young men are here, is to graduate and go to school and get an education and give themselves a chance to build a life beyond the game of football. And so with that comes academic responsibility, and that's the difference that they haven't had the last month while it's been all focused 100% on football. Now that has to get divided a little bit, and for our young men, it's really important that they have a good plan and that we help them structure their day so that they can accomplish all the things in the daily schedule they need to.
And obviously we saw you guys work a lot of different combinations on the offensive line throughout camp. Michael Wooten was working tackle as well as guard. Why is he maybe the right option right now at that guard position while you still wait for Rhino Toa to come back?
Well, I think one of the benefits, and we've talked about it before, is that when you do have people go through some sort of injury or some sort of unavailability, it gives a chance for someone else to play, and it gives a chance for someone else to show you what they can do. And I think we found that Michael does a really nice job inside there, and we're excited about what he's going to be as a guard.
Michael and then Brian.
We have our first depth chart of the season, and Michael Salgado Medina is listed atop the chart at kicker and punter.
Yep.
Is that the plan going into the season, and what was the basis for
That was not the plan going into the season, but that's how it played out in training camp, right? So everything that we do is decided on the field, and that's how it played out in training camp. You know what I mean? So credit to Michael. Now, he better kick some ass on Saturday night, or someone else is going to get a chance, because that's the way this game goes. You know what I mean? But credit him. He did a really nice job in camp. And so did the other guys, right? Like Isaac did a nice job punting the ball, and he's coming along. And then also Tyler did a nice job with his place kicking. So I think the good news is that we do have competition there, which is going to keep the pressure on those guys to continue to achieve and continue to compete.
Brian and then Jason.
Based on the projected starters, more than half of them could be transfers. Does that speak to how important the offseason was as far as retooling the roster and finding the best available?
Yes, quite simply. But I also think that speaks to where we're at in college football right now. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to be unique at the University of Arizona, where somewhere between 25 and 50% of your starters are all new players. And I would also guess that at other places, that might look like 80 to 100%. You know what I mean? I think every program is different. That's what we needed to do to feel like, give us a chance to field the best football team we could field this season. And so, yeah, the offseason was critical and the portal was critical.
Jason and then John.
How do you handle, as a coach, outside noise and making sure pressure doesn't increase with like individual games, or it becomes the moment becomes bigger than it should be?
Like, so with the team? Yeah. I mean, we talk all the time here about what you control. And that is where we try and live. And for our players, our coaches, our families, Desiree, right, what do we control, right? And what we control is how we carry ourselves day to day. How focused are we on the process that gives us a chance to get the outcomes we want? And that sounds like coach speak, but it's really not. Like, listen to anyone talk. Listen to Patrick Mahomes talk. Listen to any great athlete, great team. Everyone is diving so hard into their process because at this time in the world, the outside noise has never been louder. And so how do we help our players stay out of that and focus on what you're trying to do and what do we control? And for us, it's really simple. I talk about it all the time. What do you know? How hard do you play? What's your body language? What's your attitude? Are you a good teammate? Really simple. They have 100% control of all those things. And if we are outstanding at those things, we'll like the way we play football.
Jenna and then David.
2 questions. The first one, what did you accomplish from the mock game on Saturday?
The mock game was a great opportunity for us to get into some situational football. And because we got a Big 12 officiating crew here, so we were able to do everything from some 2-minute situations, substitutions. I think I mentioned this last time I spoke with the media, but one of the challenging things about football teams is just the rosters are bigger. In the game of football, there's so many stop and start moments and so many, moving pieces at the same time, right? Different than, say, maybe basketball or whatever, right? So giving ourselves a chance to do that with a Big 12 officiating crew, being able to work the mechanics of going through halftime, going through, we wanted it to feel exactly like game day. So we with 61 new players, right? Like there's a lot of guys that have never come out of the tunnel in Arizona Stadium on game day. Like they don't know what that feels like. They don't know what that process is. So giving everybody a chance for a, for lack of a better word, dress rehearsal of what this Saturday is going to be when we play Hawaii.
And this is the first time Hawaii's playing in Tucson against Arizona since Dick Tony passed. What's the significance of that for you? Did you talk to Timmy at all about that?
So I haven't talked to, I texted with Timmy before and after the game, but I haven't spoken with him. I think that's kind of standard. Like even if you're friends with the other guy, you don't talk to him the week of the game. I think pretty much that's how it works with everybody. But I think it's cool. Coach Tomey was such a special guy at both places. And so I think the fact that we have our Pacific Islander heritage game here, I think that's really special, just considering the connection both teams have, through Coach Tomey. I think we have, over the years, we've had a lot of players from the state of Hawaii that have been really, really impactful here at the U of A. I love, I have an incredible amount of respect for Timmy and the program he's building, and I've been watching that because we played them every year when we were at San Jose. So I've been watching his process, and so I love the fact that we're getting this opportunity to bring them over here. It's going to be an awesome night here in Arizona Stadium with all of the performances we're going to have and the fanfare surrounding the game. So I think Coach Tomey's connection to it, Arizona's connection to the state of Hawaii, so many of these players have crossover with guys on that team. I think it's going to make it special.
David and then Justin.
Brent, also with your offensive line, Chuba was a guy that switched from defense to the offensive side of it. What did you like about his camp and what allowed him maybe to put himself in a position to potentially start? We saw him work a lot with the ones in camp.
Yeah, absolutely. Chuba is one of those great people on your football team. He's a guy that's really unselfish. He's a great teammate. He's tough. Obviously, he's a big man, right? So we like that in our offensive line. But it was also a position change that he asked for. And so he was his whole high school career, he was an offensive lineman. And then when he got to UC Davis, they changed him to defensive line. And so coming out of last year, when he was coming off his injury, he did some work with the scout team for the defense playing O-line. And he looked pretty good doing it. And so then that conversation started. And, obviously now he's with Big Josh in the offensive line. So I think he's a really smart football player. I think he brings a nice amount of physicality to his work. And so we're excited to see what he'll do there.
And in terms of Kayana, what kind of makes him that leader of that line, that's that guy that can kind of bring everybody together?
Leadership on football teams is really interesting, but I'll tell you this, it normally falls into a couple of categories that are pretty simple to see. Number one, you can be not a great player and be an awesome teammate, always there, always on time, always doing the right thing, always about protecting the program, doing everything for the greater good. You can earn respect and earn leadership that way. You can also earn leadership by being the best player on the team, right? If you're making plays and you're a high-level performer, that comes with a certain amount of leadership. And I think for KD, the thing that makes him special is that he is tough and he knows what to do and he's not afraid to say something when we're in the middle of practice and it's not going well for the offense or whatever. He's not afraid to be vocal and to bring those guys together and kind of rally them and say, hey, let's get back on track here. And I think he's been able to do that in a short amount of time, and which has been impressive, but the guys really, really respect him.
All right, that's the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats, Brent Brennan. We'll get some more of that coming up for you later this, maybe tomorrow. We'll get into some more of what he had to say as we get ready for game week. Hawaii coming to town on Saturday for a 7:30 kick at Arizona Stadium. It is DK on the Sports Tip. 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. We've got your Desert Diamond Casino replay as well coming up. We'll hear from the athletics director at the University of Arizona, Desiree Reed-Francois. We've got you a little bit longer than normal. We get about another extra 5 minutes, take you to the top of the hour, and then 6:05 from the Union Public House, more with the head coach and Brian Jeffries. It is the Brent Brennan Radio Show. Cricket is getting you home right now every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation, Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. So heads up, Trico customers in the Saddlebrook and Mount Lemmon areas without power due to at least 10 downed power poles. Collisions that are reported Kolb Road and Irvington, Valencia and Midvale. Midvale Park in Valencia. Earlier crash occurred eastbound Grant Road, east of Wilmot. Still some slowing in that area. We have a pretty good chance of some thunderstorms up through the about through the 6 p.m. hour. For tomorrow, 91 and a 40% chance of rain and 83 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? People get upset about the weirdest stuff.
Oh, the casual goodbye.
Let the kid make the announcement when he wants to make the announcement.
Maybe he's been busy.
He's busy. He's about to be a first-round pick. I'm sorry that he didn't write you a note saying that thank you, Arizona, love all the fans. DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Football season is here.
Oh, man.
Believe has the podcast to enhance your football experience. From the pros.
One of the most interesting quarterback rooms.
To college.
Michigan is set at 8.5 wins.
To fantasy.
If you feel that way, why didn't you trade him?
Become a better fan and listen to the football podcasts from Believe.
Just search Believe. That's BLEAV podcast.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
From the shadows of your bathroom comes a villain with 2 pinchers, 1 stinger, and 0 respect for your home.
Scorpions can make your home feel like a scary movie. At Blue Sky Pest Control, we rewrite the script. We keep scorpions out of your home so your story stays drama-free. Call Blue Sky Pest Control today. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, scorpions.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats!
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute paid for by NHTSA. Drunk driving changes your world. Drive sober, get pulled over. Bryce Underwood was named the starting QB at Michigan. And I know Bryce is only an 18-year-old freshman, but there's a ton of immediate pressure on Underwood, who's making a fortune, to show that he's worth what Michigan is paying him. And when I look at the Wolverines this season, Underwood must either quarterback the Wolverines to at least a 9-3 record or make the college football playoff. And if he does either in year one, then Bryce will be worth the price. I'm Zach Gelb.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on this program. You can call us. You can text us at that number. Don't forget, Brent Brennan Radio Show coming up live from the Union Public House. More from the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats as he begins season number 2 here, leading the program. He'll be taking on Hawaii. Dick Tomey coached both Hawaii and Arizona, so this game will have special meaning for both programs. Should be a whole lot of fun this Saturday. Again, our coverage will begin at 3 o'clock live from the U of A Mall. And, of course, we will have kickoff with Brian Jeffries and Lamont Lovett at 7:30 Saturday night at the stadium. We got a chance to try some of the new food that they're going to be having at the stadium. There was like a ranch chicken sandwich that I had today that was pretty good. There's going to be like a barbecue bacon, ham and honey hamburger. So it's a hamburger with ham and honey on it. So that was very interesting as well. There's going to be some margarita-style drinks that you can get there. Cervezas is going to be back at the ballpark. I used to love Cervezas when they're up there across the street at Tucson Mall. Great place.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to have some fare at the ballpark this year, so you'll be able to get your Cervezas as well, and plenty of Cerveza beers if you like those too. There's going to be all kinds of good stuff for you to sample at Arizona Stadium coming up this fall for football. The athletics director of the University of Arizona, Desiree Reed-Francois, also spoke today. Let's hear some of what Desiree had to say as she enters the second full season or full college athletics year of her tenure here, leading this University of Arizona athletics department.
First of all, happy first day of school. Happy game week. It is great to have you all here. It means it's really here, and I'm so excited. So I thought I'd take a few minutes and just talk a little bit about kind of where we were And, you know, it's been 17 months, Nate, since I got on board? 17 months, and I thought I'd talk to you. But first, you know, I see a lot of our staff here. And 17 months ago, I think we had, where's Will Wheeler, our CFO? We had a $39 million budget deficit. And, you know, we were joining a brand new conference. We were joining the Big 12. Let's see, I was brand new. We had a new president. Actually, he hadn't even started yet. He didn't start until October 1. But I want to say a thank you to not only all of our staff that are here and those that are not here, but also a thank you to our coaches, a thank you to our campus colleagues. You know, it was a period of mass transition, but it was also where we were contextually in college athletics. It was one of the top 5 most transformative times in college sports history. If you really think about it, at some point, if anyone would like me to go through the history lesson of college sports, Jason Shearer, I know, is fired up to hear this because I really nerd out on this. Our staff is like, don't ask her about this. But anyway, but you know, we had that massive $39 million deficit, and we had to make some hard decisions. We had to come together as a staff. We had to build a team. We had to set our course for where we were going. And we put together our bear down blueprint, and we stabilized our budget. But really what I'm most proud of the fact is that we're starting to build that culture, that true team culture. You know, we have some special momentum right now. Academically, this past year, we had our best GPA in program history. Athletically, we had 3 Big 12 championships, our first year in the Big 12. We had 3 teams go to the Sweet 16. We had 2 coaches of the year, and we had a national championship in women's triathlon, something we have not had since 2018. And you know, I was walking down Championship Drive right before I came here, and I was looking at that banner, and I thought, you know what? That's really what started it all. That started our momentum, because we all started believing. We all started executing at a really high level. And as we continue to evolve in college athletics, I started thinking about kind of where we are right now. So I've talked about where we were academically and athletically and that momentum, and that's not even mentioning the College World Series, but also where we were as a business. I talked about stabilizing the budget, and that was through a lot of sacrifices that our staff had to go through, and I'm very thankful for all of their participation. It was also, we tried something different. We built Arizona Sports Enterprise. It was a 501c3, it was a startup, and under Tony Daniels' leadership and Brian Rooney's leadership and Nikki and Sammy and that incredible team that moved here just on faith, they built a brand new company, and they hit 114% of their revenue. Our Wildcat Club, you know, it was a challenge for them as well. It is, when you're looking at all the different nuances that go into fundraising, you know what they did? They earned 47% year over year, an increase in 47% in philanthropic dollars year over year. So we have raised more revenue. Our conference revenue came in higher. We have cut our costs, and we have built that solid foundation to build us into the future. On a football front, I'm really proud of what Coach Brennan and the energy that he has built with that culture around this football program. He brought in 3 new coordinators. We brought back Joe Salavea, who is making a massive difference with our defensive line. We brought in 61 new student athletes, both transfers and freshmen. And you know, he retained some really key components. When you have Noah Fafita guiding your team, when you have Genesis, and you have Dalton, and you have Stukes, and you have those defensive veterans, you know what, we've got a really good chance. And one thing Coach Brennan, when I was listening to him talk today about owning the night and bringing back making sure that our community feels welcome, and Tony Daniels is going to talk a little bit about the fun initiatives that we have, But one thing I really appreciate about Coach Brennan is the culture that he's building. Those young men, they feel seen. They feel a sense of belonging. They feel a connection that is really special. You know, in closing, I was reflecting a bit last night. We had our welcome back barbecue. And we had a lot of our staff members spoke, and President Garamella gave us some words of insight, and Matt Muehlbach came and gave our keynote, and he talked about legacies. But I also was really impressed. Actually, I left there just inspired by two of our student athletes. We had our most successful team this year was our baseball team. Going to College World Series was incredibly special on the men's side. And then our women's triathlon team, they won a national championship. And so we asked a student athlete from each of those sports to speak to our staff, to speak to all student athletes on lessons learned. And it really touched my heart. You know, I saw Ella Wolf, and Ella talked about how did her team is an individual sport, but she said what makes her team so special was the connection. And she talked about the most connected team is the team that wins. And then Smith Bailey, he as a freshman, he was a starting pitcher in the College World Series. And he got up there and he talked about courage. And he talked about choosing courage over comfort. His words and Ella's words, they inspired all of us. And so if you were to ask me about just summing up the year, I would say it's about momentum. And I'm fired up to start our 2025 campaign. Our women's soccer team is off to a 3-0 start, right, Rachel? 3-0 start. Volleyball just had a great exhibition win, right, Morgan? And when's their first game, Morgan? This weekend. What time is it, Morgan? 6 o'clock. Okay, right, at home. So you get to go to volleyball and then hustle over to football. It's going to be awesome. But we have a lot of momentum throughout our programs. We've hired some new coaches, and I'm really proud to be standing here in front of you, and I'm really optimistic for the future. I also want to say a thank you to each and every one of you. I know journalism can be a challenging time right now. I know sometimes you come out there and it is hot and there is no shade, and I know, speaking for myself, as Nate likes to remind me, I'm not really a very good soundbite. But anyway, I just want to say thank you for supporting us. Thank you for covering us, right? David's laughing because he's like, yeah, she goes on a tangent, and you ask her, what time is it? And she's like, let me tell you the derivation of the watch. I know, I feel you, David. But I just want to say a thank you for covering us, and thank you for what you do for the Wildcats.
All right, that was Desiree Reed-Francois earlier today. She was laughing at me laughing at her because of what she said there about she has a tendency to go on. We love listening to Desiree.
I think you were laughing because you disagreed that she does give good sound bites.
She does, yeah. She absolutely gives good sound bites. I would never say she doesn't give great sound bites.
I think you were just laughing at the self-deprecation and didn't agree. That's all.
Absolutely. Good stuff, though. We'll hear some more from her as well. We had a chance to ask her just about some of the things she mentioned there, the $39 million deficit. We'll get into that tomorrow. I'll post that response also on our Twitter page and on some of our social media platforms. And she talks about where they think they'll be in terms of getting out of that deficit and some of the difficult decisions they had to make because they did have to make some difficult decisions in the process. And then that generally happens when you're facing a deficit like that. Things have to be changed. But again, she made the distinct promise when she first got here that they would not cut any sports. And to this point, they have not done that. They have not had to cut any sports. This whole thing with revenue share, $20.5 million that's going to be paid out to athletes this year. That's a brand new ball game. It's a brand new a piece of an expense that athletic departments have had to figure out how they're going to fund that piece of it. It's not certainly easy for schools when you're talking about schools like Arizona, and again, they've had to make some difficult decisions to figure out how to make all those numbers work so that they don't fall back into such the sizable deficit that they were facing when she arrived here on campus. You've got to be fiscally smart, and again, I think a lot of people will agree that she's definitely the right person to make this thing solvent. Now, the question will be, can she make this thing solvent and still keep it at a very competitive level nationally? I think that's the one question that we'll have to that we may not know the answer to for a while. It starts with a lot of the sports we've talked about. Cross country. We had the cross country coach on. I'm sorry. We're going to have the cross country coach. You'll hear from him coming up tomorrow. We will talk to the new cross country coach and get his thoughts on everything. But then we'll ask him straight out. We'll ask him, again, how does he turn this program around? Because that's one of the programs that has not performed at a high level at the University of Arizona in a long, long time. And you've got to, again, I've said it ad nauseum, Northern Arizona has passed both U of A and ASU in the distance running part of track and field and cross country. How can you get back on that level where you're competing with your little brothers to the north that know how to run at a very, very high level to the point where they're winning national championships?
Just put a high school on top of Mount Lemon, right?
Yeah. Put a high school on Mount Lemon. There you go. What was Mount Lemon High?
The whole on top of the buttes, the high school's on top of the buttes. You ever see that documentary about how Flagstaff initially, when they got that big influx of long distance runners, because they had to run up those hills to get to school every day.
Wow. See there, I learned there's a history lesson that I learned here. Thank you, J.W. Madden, for that. So there's plenty of improvements that are going to have to be made across the board in terms of the on the field product. It starts with football. Football needs to start getting to bowl games consistently. You can't have these 5 to 7 year droughts where you go to a bowl game one time or no times that we've seen at times during the last 10 or 15 years. So there's there are quite a few programs. Women's basketball, we got to make sure that they stay competitive to where they've been. Now you got a new coach there. They've been very competitive and in the NCAA conversation a number of years, reaching the national championship game. Can they stay in that NCAA conversation? Will they fall back? Gymnastics had an excellent year last year, one of the best years they've had in a long time. You've got to get swimming back to where Arizona was perennially a top 5 team. That's another program that has dropped off drastically in the last 15 years that's caused you to drop from being a top 25 program nationally into the top 40. So there's a lot of things that need to be handled, and we'll see how all of that is going to move forward with Desiree Reed-Francois now in full year number 2. All right, that is going to wrap up our show for today. Don't forget Brent Brennan radio show. Brian Brennan, he was a wide receiver for the Browns, loved him. But Brent Brennan is the head coach here. Brent Brennan radio show coming up 6:05 with Brian Jeffries live from the Union Public House. Tom Tryon, the commissioner of the Indoor Football League, we appreciate him joining us. Marcus Eversole from Cumulus Media in Green Bay, bringing us up to date on Jordan Morgan. For Dragon Ball, for cricket, for JW Mad, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow. 3 o'clock, DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions that are reported River and Campbell in River, and also La Cañada and Duval Mine Road in Sahuarita. Eastbound side of I-10 down to 1 lane tonight. Park Avenue to Keno, 8 tonight till 5 tomorrow morning. Chance of showers into the 6 p.m. hour and about 83 now. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by the International Hot Rod Association.
The International Hot Rod Association and Durana Hybrid, where the roar of the engine meets the torque of the wrench. IHRA and Durana Hybrid are bringing back the thrill of racing and the pride of skilled trades. Through mentorship and education, we're fueling the future. On the track and in the trades. Get your tickets at IHRA.com.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Your home for U of A football.
Nobody will catch him. Touchdown, Arizona.
Men's basketball.
Midcourt. Shot is up. Good.
And baseball.
Here comes the winning run. And the Cats have won it.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
At University Termite and Pest Control, we handle all your pest problems. Maybe a few family ones, too.
Wait, you can even take care of my in-laws?
I always tell people we'll take care of anything, even in-laws. You just have to dig the hole.
Okay, but seriously, is it okay for our pets?
Absolutely. It's okay for pets, kids, anything you want to live, will live.
Call us today at University Termite and Pest Control. We'll squash those pests and enjoy it.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do. Touchdown, Arizona! With press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play, we bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. Cumulus digital campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by over 25%. You're not average, and your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to leave average behind.
Drinking and driving will change your whole world. The next time you're out with your friends, consider what would happen if you got pulled over after drinking, like the legal fees or the time in court or a DUI on your record. Your decision to drink and drive could change someone else's world, too, if you hurt or kill them in a crash. Instead, what if your decision to call a sober ride changed your world for the better? Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Your home for everything Arizona Wildcats. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290, KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station.
This is University of Arizona Wildcat Football. And this is the Brent Brennan Radio Show. Each week, the Wildcats head coach talks Wildcat football. You're always invited to join us at Union Public House for great food, football, and some fun. Now, Arizona Sports Enterprises presents the Brent Brennan Show. With the coach, here's your host, the voice of the Wildcats, Brian Jeffries.
All right, hi again, everybody. Welcome